We've been live for 1 second and I'm being shouted at already. Little Paul, I'm in charge, Don. You will do what I say. I know. He's such a nightmare. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Shall we have a look at today's menu? Got an absolutely packed show today. Try It Tuesday. Now, at 8 o'clock, that's right now, we've got the lovely Jenniffer Taylor doing Dressmaking with Jenniffer. 9 o'clock, Victoria Peat is in doing, it's a Hi Quilt. It's lovely. Hi. 10 o'clock, Jenniffer's back with What Jenniffer Made. Oh, now what's... Oh, that's a really, really lovely little, like a toiletries bag, but with a difference. The fabrics are gorgeous. 11 o'clock. Templates Masterclass. We're making a lovely cushion. We've got some new fabric. We've got a new charm pack in that hour as well. Really, really lovely cushion. And how to use different templates about reverse applique, normal applique, all sorts of things going on with all the templates and everything. So that's today. That's today. Now, we want you to get in touch. So the best way to get in touch is via our web chat. So what you do is go to the website, www.sewingquarter.com. Click on, go there, and then you click on, here it comes. Then you click on Watch Us Live, watch today's show, they say, and then you get a big screen like that. That flamingo fabric, don't try and buy the flamingo fabric that sold out yesterday. Oh, maybe people didn't check out their baskets then yesterday. Anyway, look, there you do. Just scroll down the screen, message the studio. You just send your message in there. I say this every day. Keep it to 2 sentences, only because you're restricted by the characters. Look, they're even quoting me now. I must say exactly, I must be like Vanessa Feltz, say the same thing every morning. Or you can email studio@sewingquarter.com, studio@sewingquarter.com, which is where you want me to send you your pictures, if you want any pictures to send in. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see there products from today's show. That's yesterday. Right, keep going down. Let's have a look. Oh, there is some flamingo fabric left. If you missed out on that flamingo yesterday, because it was all in baskets, wasn't it? Check out, go and check, see if there's how much that flamingo's left. Anyway, and there's a couple of quilted goes left there. They're from yesterday. What you need to do is, as today's show goes on, or if you're watching the repeat later on today or later on tonight, everything from today's show, fabric-wise, kit-wise, book-wise, anything, they'll all be there. You can just click on them and pop them in your basket. Or, of course, you can go to the top of the screen when we're doing live shows. In a minute, when I start my first live auction, on the right-hand side there, whatever I bring up first, it'll be a bundle of fabric. It'll be there. You just click on it, pop it in your basket. Make sure you check out your baskets, though. It's very important to check out your basket, only because we have people missing out. You see, yesterday, people missed out on that flamingo because not everyone checked out the basket. It was all in baskets. Not everyone checked out. Now there's some left, but that doesn't always happen. £2.95 for as many times you check out posted packaging all day. Right, look at this. You could wear this to a lovely cocktail party. I'm not going to wear it, but you could wear it to a lovely cocktail party. You could wear it with leggings. In the winter, you could wear it with your lovely heavy tights and big boots and everything. Such a versatile little dress. And do you know what? It suits everybody. It suits everybody. Cinch that waist in as much as you want or as little as you want. Also, I'll tell you something else that you could do, which I always love, is because the belt's attached at the side seam. Jenniffer's here. The belt's attached at the side seam, right? If you don't want to tie it round the front, you can always take the belt round the back, couldn't you? And keep the flat front and then have the bow at the back. And that's a really lovely look, isn't it? She's nodding her head. Anyway, I've got bundles. We'll do that bundle first then, shall we? Right, so what you get in the bundle is you get 2 meters of fabric, you get the thread, and you get some interfacing. £32.45. So that's that one. Oh, hang on. They've called that linen print. That's not a linen print. Paul? Oh, okay. That's not linen print at all. So I'll have to go through that with you in a minute because I don't know who's named it linen print. It's not linen print. It's a lovely fabric, cotton, but it's not linen. It is a print. And the colour is lichen. Okay? Then the other 3 are linear print. Starting with, now these are new colours. Look, this is the petrol. Now, this is the one that Jenniffer's going to use during the show today. Petrol blue dress bundle, fabric, interfacing and thread, £24.45. It's nice, isn't it, that one? So that's one you're going to see Jenniffer making in a moment. Then, which one next? Oh, this one here. Now, this is called Cameo for some reason. Cameo, is that even a colour, Cameo? Well, you're all right, though.
Yeah, I'm just giggling.
Oh, I thought you were coughing. Go on with it, John Scott. I've got a dress to make. Cameo dress bundle, so you get 2 meters of the fabric, the thread, and the interfacing. And then this one's gorgeous. Oh, I think somebody's sprinkling some fairy dust upstairs. What colour's this one? Berry. Very berry, this one. Mary Berry, very berry. I love that colour. £24.45. Berry dress bundle, 2 meters of fabric, the interfacing, and the thread. But you know what? There's the kit. It's all about this today. It's all about the book. It's Jenniffer's best-selling, #1 best-selling book. Yet to be an award winner, because the awards haven't come out yet, but the award-winning, I'm saying it ahead of them, best-selling, #1, top-selling book, which is selling all round the country, isn't it? Anyway, I better go on. Yeah, come on, John, crack on this end. That's the book, £12.95. I'll take the book with me, because we're bound to look at more pages, aren't we, in there? Now, remember, get your questions in for Jenniffer.
Yes. Morning.
How are you, my love?
Very well, thank you.
This looks familiar.
You're right about it being, it's such a versatile dress, isn't it?
I'm just going to move this over here a little way, so it's right in between us there. There we go. Right, it's lovely. Because
I love it in the mustard.
Isn't it beautiful? But as I say, it's a very versatile. Like, you're wearing yours with, you can't see it at home. You'll see
I'll show you in a minute.
With like black leggings and everything. You could wear it just like that for the summer with a pair of lovely flip-flops and your bangles and things like that. In the winter, wear a jumper underneath it, wear it with your jeans. So it's a really, really... And I'm presuming it's quite an easy make.
It is the most simplest thing in the world.
Okay, then.
In the world.
All right, then. So now, you take me through it.
Take me through. Okay, so it's one of the projects out of the book, and most of my projects in the book all have a little story. So the reason why I made the kimono dress was actually because I had an event to go to. So I was singing in the band at the time.
Oh, right.
And I needed an outfit for stage because we were playing the O2 in Birmingham, which was massive. It was amazing. But nothing to wear. So we always have that problem at home, don't we? Yeah. We have a wardrobe full of clothes, nothing to wear. So I needed a garment quick, fast, and I made this kimono in literally like an hour.
Is it that one?
It was a gold one, so this is where the inspiration came from. I'm trying to think what the word is. But anyway, it was a really lovely gold one.
Like a lurex lame?
Yeah, it was two-tone. There's a word...
Shot?
No, it wasn't shot. It was almost like a leafy platten. There's a word enough. It'll
come to you. When you're not thinking about it, it'll come to you. Now, it's in the book. It's in the book. So if you buy the book, along with we'll go through all the patterns later in the book and all the other things. Now, what 90 did we say?
90. That's the one.
There it is. Oh, actually.
That's the one.
Ta-da! Could you stand like that, please? One hand out, one hand on here.
Like a teapot.
That's it. Lovely. So all the details of how to make it are all in the book with really, really good instructions, fabulous photographs. Are we looking at the photographs? There we go. Really, really lovely, isn't it? And lots of instructions. Oh, moving on to the next one there. So I'm not going to talk much. I'm going to let you get on with it, because how do you decide how big to make it?
Well, the reason why we've got our lovely lady on a mannequin is because we're going to be doing some measurements.
Oh, okay. Is that what this one's here for?
That's what that one's for. So the great thing the one thing that I like about the book is, even though it's my book, is that I'm listening to my ladies at my workshops, and obviously listening to you guys on Sewing Quarter. A lot of ladies going, but patterns don't fit me. Patterns, they don't go in my size, or they're too big or too small.
And everybody's different, aren't they? Because your waist length, your hip length, some people want it slightly longer over their bottom, some people want it shorter.
Exactly. So with my book, there are no patterns. You don't have to download an image or there's a pattern booklet. It's all about using your body measurements and going from there, but in the simplest ways. And hopefully the reason why I've picked the kimono out of the book today, because it is one of the simplest dresses to make.
Brilliant.
Okay, so the first thing you need to do is grab your tape measure.
Right.
I'd always suggest getting a piece of paper and a pen and the
calculator.
Because I'm rubbish at maths, believe it or not. So I've got that to hand.
Right.
So the first thing we need to do is take a few vital measurements. I'm going to use our lovely model. Who are we going to call her? What should we call her?
Oh, I don't know. Mannequin. Mandy the mannequin.
Mandy the mannequin.
Okay. So you're pretending that's your friend Mandy you're going to make a dress for.
So we're going to make a dress for our lovely Mandy. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take a shoulder-to-shoulder measurement, okay?
Yes.
So it's important that you're going around where your necklace would lie on the back of your neck.
So the nape of your neck.
The nape of the neck, that's right. So you want to go shoulder-to-shoulder. So when you're doing that, you want to, at home, you want to think about your shoulders and the apex. So imagine our Mandy's got an arm. Unfortunately, she hasn't. So it's this section here that we're going from. So from this hand to that hand, okay? So I'm going to take my tape measure, and I'm going to go in inches because I like a lady to feel smaller than she actually is.
Oh.
So it's 16. So if I just turn that across, there's 16 there. Okay, so you can see it's point to point, that's 16. So I've made a note of that already.
Yes.
And in the pattern, I believe I'm saying to add, what's the top bit there, say? 8 inches. So that's giving you, if you look on my dress here,
gives you a little cap
you've
sleeve.
got your little cap sleeve. Okay, so that extra 8 inches is giving you the cap sleeve that we're looking for. But before you start drafting, you need to do a few checks first, because your shoulder plus the 8 inches needs to be bigger than the biggest part of your body, and that could be different for everybody.
Because if you're a heavy busted lady, or a heavy waisted, or heavy hipped, then it's all got to be taken into consideration.
So you need to take a couple of vitals. So I've taken a bust, I've taken a hip, and if I just swing my dummy around, even though this is
not a dummy, Mandy.
Mandy, sorry. Yeah. This is her natural waist. You can see this is the smallest part of her tummy here.
Yes.
But you can see we have got a little bit of a natural tummy here. So I'm going to go with the fullest part.
Right.
So I'm going to take the bust, the fullest tummy measurement, and if I just spin her back round again, and the hips. So it's really important that you take the fullest part.
Which is normally about 8 inches down from your waist, isn't it? The fullest bit of your hip is normally 8 inches. Because you have 2 hip measurements. You have the 3-inch hip measurement. This is when you're pattern making. You do a 3-inch down from the waist and an 8-inch down from the waist. And the 8-inch is normally the widest part.
Okay, so I'm taking a measurement. So when you're doing your measurements at home, the reason why I'm doing the mannequin, because one, we haven't got a mirror here, but when you're taking the measurements, obviously we don't always have a friend, so Mandy doesn't already have Jenniffer with her to take the measurements. So if you're at home, then the best thing for you to do is imagine that you are looking at the mirror, and you're taking the measurement, and make sure you look at the mirror, but don't look down. That's the biggest no-no.
Yeah.
And I'm going to demonstrate on Mandy that when you do take your measurement, so if I come round here, that when you're taking the measurement, the tape measure is parallel to the floor, okay? And if I just spin her around, just do her again.
Can I also do a button here?
Yeah.
Don't wear your old bra. If you think if you wear a bra or foundation garments or bras and things, make sure you wear the bra that you're going to wear. Like, don't be thinking, oh, I'm just in sloppy dating, I'll just put my old grey one on. Wear a foundation or a bra on that you might wear with the...
Think of the occasion.
And also because your boobs will be in a different place, won't they?
Think of the occasion. What are you going to wear it for? Now, it is a very good, important point. So you notice when I'm taking this measurement, there's no sagging in the front and the back of the bust here. So again, it's parallel to the floor, and you'll be able to see that in the mirror. But again, most important here is that you do not look down. Don't look down.
No.
Look into the mirror. So I've gone ahead and taken the bust, waist, and the hip measurements already. So that's all done.
Yes.
Now the math, so I can come back round now, we're all done, is that we need to make sure there's a 4-inch difference between the measurement here with the shoulder with the extra in comparison with the bust, waist or hip, whichever your biggest one is.
Yes.
So take all three
and find out which one. Biggest one?
So our Mandy's was a hip measurement of 38.
Right.
Now you need to divide that by half, and that gives us 19. Okay.
Yeah.
So my shoulder to shoulder measurement was 16 plus 8, so that equals 24. So a 19 minus 24 minus 19 is 5, and I needed it to be at least 4 inches bigger. So in this case, I don't need to do any adjustments. If, for instance, it was, let's say, 21, so that's 3 inches, that would be quite snug on the hips, so you don't want that. So that's when you need to start accommodating.
Also, people like my mum, she was apple-shaped, so she had tiny hips. But she had a big tummy, her bigger shape would have been her, and she would want more fabric in it there because she didn't like wearing something that then did that round her tummy. She'd want fullness around her tummy. So if you want it wider for your tummy, then that's where you add the inches on.
So if, for instance, in this we take your mum as an example, so her tummy, that would be too tight. So the best thing to do is take a tummy measurement and maybe slacken it off a little bit and go, how do I want it to feel?
Exactly.
And then whatever that measurement is, use that as your shoulder to shoulder with the extra, so that the cap sleeve will be determined.
It's a brilliant tip.
Because what we're looking for here is a rectangle. This dress, believe it or not, is just a rectangle, and what we're trying to determine
two rectangles
is what the width is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the depth again is entirely up to you. So we're going to do a little top today, but there's no reason why you could make this into like I had like a sort of mid thigh length dress.
Yes.
You could go full length if you want.
We could make it a really lovely evening gown.
It'd be gorgeous.
If you just wanted a simple, but you've got gorgeous drapey fabric, you
yeah.
just have it floor length,
exactly.
and then tie the belt. It would be beautiful.
And then the way we're finishing all of the seams, you could even have a split in like at the side of the side seams.
Oh,
so again,
nice.
if you are going to go full length,
Yeah.
you could create some movement by having the side leg slip as well. So we're basically determining our rectangle sizes.
Yes, okay.
So what we'll be discussing right now is the top part of the triangle. So all you need to do now, if I just quickly go back to the mannequin very quickly.
While you're walking over there, Michelle says, good morning, John and Jen. You've brightened my day up already. I'm not very well and I'm on the sofa. Love, Shelley in Lincolnshire.
Get well soon. Get well soon, my love. Okay, so now you need to determine the length of your, whether it's top, dress, whatever.
Yes.
So again, you're looking straight into the mirror. But this time you're going to put your tape measure onto, in fact, I'm going to do it the other way around. So where your 1s and 2s, because I'm working in inches, let that drop. And make sure that it's going over the front of your bust and lay it across your shoulder. Now, what you want to be thinking is this is where you actually ignore what you're wearing, because where the shoulder seam is, 1, the garment might not be made very well. 2, it might be slightly sloping forward. So ignore what you're wearing, and you want to go with the apex of your shoulder. So if I just tilt her around. So this is, again, thinking about a triangle. Where do those meet? Where does that shoulder meet? So it's that part you want to be doing. So when you can feel it when you're at home. So when you're at home looking in your mirror, you'll have the tape measure here. So you'll be able to feel where that is on your actual shoulder at home. So pinch the tape measure. So let me just do it on me. So pinch the tape measure. So I'm looking in the mirror and pinching the tape measure. So then you can move it away and go, that's the measurement I want. So again, it's very important that when you're doing this, you're looking directly in the mirror and not doing that, because you can see it's tilting forward and we don't want that. Okay? So once you've got those 2 measurements, you're ready to rock and roll.
Right, Joanne, who is a larger pear-shaped, her words, not mine. Thank you for explaining this, Jennifer. I found it really useful. Joanne in West Midlands.
You're very, very welcome.
Does the belt... Do the belt under the belt. Oh, yes, you could do the belt for an Empire line dress as well, couldn't you, if you wanted to? Yes,
absolutely.
That's Patricia, you could very well do that.
Okay.
Right, okay. So you see, the thing is, now, you think, that's taken 20 minutes. That is the most important part of this pattern, which is why we've taken the time to show you how to do that, because it's really, really important. And I know some of you, like little Paul, is a little bit lost with all of that. But you at home, if you do dressmaking, even if you're a beginner, you will have understood all of those stages. Right.
Okay, so now we have, so I've cut out my fabric. So I've gone with my shoulder-to-shoulder measurement here. And then I've got my length of whatever garment.
So you're just doing like a waist top
So I'm just, good. Okay. It's the same regardless of whether you're doing a top or a dress, okay? So we've got 2 pieces there. They're exactly the same. So you can see we've got this beautiful, this gorgeous colour, isn't it?
Brand new petrol colour,
Gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is sew in the the shoulder seams, okay?
Right.
So I'm making sure that I'm keeping hold of those. So what I like to do is just make a little notch in the top, because it's going to be in the seam allowance anyway, but I know that that's the top of my dress rather than the length. I mean, especially if you're going to do a top, you might not be able to tell very well. Okay, so we're going to be basically sewing in what would be the shoulder seams very quickly.
And how would you know how long to do those then?
So because we added 20 centimetres, it was 20 centimetres, which I think was 8 inches. I would go 8 inches from here and here. Okay.
On both sides?
On both sides, leaving you this neck area here. Right. So the great thing about this is once you've sewn that in, you can just pop it on and go, is that enough? Is that not enough?
Yes.
It's and I'm going to show you how to, do a boat neckline, but then how to do it like my dress at the moment. Or I'm going to show you how to do an alternative neckline in this tutorial.
So you're just going to sew 8 inches in
8
from
inches
the end.
8 inches in. And I know it's 8 inches because I've already gone ahead and made those notches in, okay? Now, because of the type of seam that we're doing, I'm going to give this quite a big seam allowance, and I've accounted for that in my measurements, okay? So it's in this case, it's a 2 centimetre.
It says this in the book, though, doesn't
everything's
it?
in the book. It's a 2 centimetre seam allowance because I'm going to be doing almost like a double hem.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go for some stitching. This is just a normal straight stitch.
Now, you've not finished any edges or anything. You're literally just doing a straight stitch, 2 centimetres down,
2 centimetres
8 inches
down.
in.
So we're going to need the ironing board in a second, darling.
I've got the hint.
So again, we're just doing 2 lines of stitching and making sure that we're securing our stitches with our locking stitch on our machine. Okay, that's done. Right, so now we're going to be pressing, if I just do it here very quickly for you, we're going to be pressing those seams open, okay? So you'll be familiar with that with most of our patterns already.
This is page 90 in the book. If you've already got the book, it's page 90. If you haven't got the book, then get it quickly. £12.95. Always sells out whenever Jennifer's on.
Oh, I had some news the other day. I'm not sure.
Oh, no, you can't say.
No, I won't say. I won't say.
Don't you hate that? Tell me in the break.
I will tell you in the break.
I won't say.
And then when I'm allowed to, if I can check, and then I can tell you at home.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll wait.
It's so exciting.
Oh, I'm not going to ask him. Here you go. There's all the details you see now. Where are we up to now? We're not that. There we go. We're just up here.
We're pressing the seams open. Okay.
The brilliant thing is, look how many. Normally, you get one picture and a page of instructions. Look how many pictures you get. So if.
Well, for me, it was a really, really important thing that there was lots of visuals, because I am very much a visual person. Yes. And to be fair, 9 times out of 10, I probably don't even read the instructions. I know I'm very much guilty of that.
Yes. I bet you're one of those people who goes to the flat pack city, and goes, oh, I don't need that. And then you end up with 3 bits left over at the end. Anyway, sorry. So
always 3 bits left over. Okay, so I've pressed my lovely seams open.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I just bring that down so you can see what I'm doing. Right.
So this is to do the boat neck that you've done.
This is to do the boat neck.
We're going to show a different neck in a little while,
absolutely. Okay, so how we're going to be finishing our seams, wait for you to come over. So I've just pressed all of my seams open.
There you go.
Yep, brilliant. Okay. So the type of finish we're going to be doing, we're going to be folding this under and pressing it under like that. So it almost feels like a flat fell, but you're doing it with a single, okay?
Right.
So that's where you're going to be finishing your seams. But if you're going to do the boat neckline that I'm wearing, you just continue that across. So you can see that's where the opening is of the neck. That's how simple it is, okay? So you're going to do that on both sides.
And you top stitch it through.
And you top stitch it through, so you've got a layer of top stitch in there, which is why we've matched your thread, okay?
Right.
But you do that on both seams.
Okay.
Because I'm going to show you how to do an alternative neckline.
Right.
I'm not going to press those under yet. But if you want what I'm wearing today and the example that we've got in the beautiful mustard, and you want that bit, like you're just basically doing almost like a double hem on both of those raw salvage
And so
edges.
literally you just top stitch along there and along there if you're doing the boat. Oh, sorry, you said that. Along there and along there.
Along there, yeah, that's right. And we will be doing that in a second, but I'm going to do the alternative neckline. Okay.
Yeah.
Happy?
So now you're going to do an alternative neckline now?
I'm going to do an alternative
Do you need to do it on Mandy?
Yes.
Okay.
Please. All right. Okay, so the first thing I want to do before I go to Mandy, I'm going to take the ends of my shoulder seams, I'm going to fold it in half.
Right.
And I'm actually going to make a small cut using my lovely scissors into the seam allowance.
Yeah.
Because I need to know where the centre of the body is in the garment. All right.
If you're concerned about snipping, you can just put a little tack stitch or something like that, just to show you the centre front and the centre back.
This is purely for speed for me.
Tina's just ordered the book, Jennifer.
Ooh.
She's excited to start making with it.
I'm very excited. Okay. So here we have our garment on.
Right.
So you can see how this, for some people, that will probably be, I mean, obviously this is a mannequin, this isn't you at home.
Yes.
This might be a bit too severe on the neck. You don't like how it feels on the neck, so you want to adjust the neckline.
Also, that's looking as though it's very tight on the neck. When the fabric's actually on, like yours, it'll give, won't it? It'll
and obviously, I actually haven't washed this fabric either, which I know you really should do as a dressmaker, but I haven't washed the fabric, so there is a bit of starch still in there. Okay, so this is quite a severe neckline. So again, this is another opportunity for you to check, am I happy with the distance on the neckline as well?
Yes.
Okay. On this one, I'm happy with how it is. So, but if it wasn't, then you just go back to the machine, add a little bit more stitching.
Or unpick it if you want it wider.
Or if you want it wider, exactly. So the main thing here is that we're looking for the centre part of our neckline, which is there. So just making sure that we are in the centre.
Yeah.
So what you need to do now, there should be a pen on there for me, John, please. Thank you.
Erasable pen, that one.
That's one, lovely. Okay, so what you might want to do, while it's, again, we're looking at ourselves in the mirror, we want to see how do I want this to fit? So it's always good to grab a pen. And what you're going to do is just do a quick mark on where you want your neckline to be. So this is, again, completely and entirely up to you. So I've made a little mark here because I wanted just a little bit lower, or you could have it wherever you wanted.
Always important though to do that, isn't it? Because sometimes you can cut a neck, like you just do it from a pattern, and you put it on and suddenly it's like, oh, this is too deep for me. And then once it's done, isn't it? So it's really good to mark it like that.
So when I'm at home, because I'm adventurous, I literally go with the scissors and just keep going until I'm happy.
Yeah, we don't
advocate that at home. So having one of these pens is really helpful because you're able to do it quite safely with the pen first. So once I've got that, that's that. And then basically I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So again, that's quite high in the neck. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to go somewhere about there. Okay, so I've made 2 marks now on my garment, so now I'm ready to go back to my cutting table.
So Sandra says, oh, blimey, sorry. Sandra says, morning, darlings, I bought the book. Thank you, love you both.
Morning. Good morning. Right, this is where it's super exciting. This is where we really get to feel like you're a seamstress because we're going to use one of these.
Oh, French curve.
This is a Frenchy curve. Okay, so we know that we're in the centre of our garments. If I just push that down like that, okay, because there's the centre point and we made the mark there. Okay, so now we're going to use our curve to determine a new neckline.
Right, hang on, you've got a different one to the one we've got.
Have I got centimetres?
This is a centimetre one, but the one we're actually selling is Imperial, is it? Yeah. I don't know why we've got a centimetre one then. But anyway. Yours will be in inches. There'll
be no difference to this whatsoever. No. It will just purely be the measurements on the side, okay? But I'm actually not interested in the numbers at all. It's purely the shapes here that I'm looking for. Okay, so depending on what kind of neckline you're wanting to go through, you could do anything. Yeah. So in my book, in fact, if we go to the page super quick, I've done it with it's a circular neckline with a V in it, and that's really lovely. It's a variation on the batwing dress. Keep going, my darling. Next one.
There's so many pages. There we go. So this is the neckline you're about to show us how to do.
So we could go with a V if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do a simple, a rounded neckline for this one. But my point is, the world is your oyster here, guys. You could go V-neck, you could go round neck.
So you're going to do this?
I'm going to do
rather
that.
Than have the little V on it.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use my ruler. So I know this is where my stitching finishes because I made those notches earlier. Yeah. Okay, so if I just point those out for you. There's those notches, so I know that's where my shoulder seam finishes, and this is my centre point. So all I'm going to do is literally take my ruler and keep curving it round until I'm happy with the shape. Now, there's a little tip here. I would suggest when it comes to the centre point... Oh, thank you. Lovely. When it comes to the centre point here, you don't want it to be quite tight unless you're doing a V. So try and make that as flat as possible here, but then have that nice curve there, okay? So now I've cut that one side. Rather than trying to replicate it, I've got a little tip for you.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to just move this away. I'm going to just turn it around just so it's easier for me to cut. Okay, so I've cut the one side from the shoulder to the shoulder. So I'm going to go round.
So what you need to remember, do you need to remember that you've got to put the seam allowance in there as well?
Yes, so it's always think about where does it finish, and then you've obviously got a seam allowance. Yeah. So this is going to be deeper than...
Yes.
I originally marked. Okay, that's the cut line. So if your seam allowance is 1, it will probably be down like that.
But just remember that when you mark it. Because if you mark your finish line, then you need to add the seam allowance to it. Yeah.
Whatever's easiest for you. Yeah. So I've only cut the one side of the neckline here. So this is where the shoulder is. That's as low as I wanted it, obviously with the seam allowance being accounted for. So rather than trying to guess the other side, I'm literally going to flip it over, marking up where my shoulder point is here. So now I know that's going to be completely symmetrical. Okay, so if you wanted to pin beforehand, you can do, but because it's such a small piece of fabric, I'm just going to go for it. There's one neckline done.
Brilliant.
So now we're just going to repeat the process with the other side. So again, we can use the curve to do that. So again, I'm just going to flip over my seam allowance. There you go.
The Imperial one is £9.95, as you can see there. I'm also going to show you, if Jenniffer doesn't mind, when she's done this, you don't just use your French curve for doing necklines, but I'll show you in a second all the other ways other things you can use for, because it's essential. If you do begin doing more of your own pattern cutting like this, then I think a French curve is absolutely essential, isn't it, Jenniffer?
Oh, it's one of those tools that you won't realise you need it until you start using it.
Yeah, because you kind of looked at it and you think, oh, I don't need that. What do you need that thing for, right? It's fabulously malleable. It's really, really good like that. But I'll show you in a second.
Ta-da! Done.
Right, before we go on to Jenniffer's next bit, I'm just going to interrupt. Because look, if you look on here, so you can use it to do, as Jenniffer's done, neck curves, but also you can do the tops and you know how a sleeve is always difficult to draw. Head of a sleeve with that bit, and then the under the sleeve like that. You can do curved waistlines. You can do all these different. If you're doing the side of a skirt there, and you just want to curve off. If you want to do a curved dart. You see, I used it when I did. I tell you when I used it. I did. Remember, I did that skirt from a basic block, and I showed you how to do your waistline using one of these. Anyway, there's lots and lots.
It's really handy.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, Jennifer. You carry on with now.
Okay, so now I've got our new neckline.
Yes.
I'm going to show you the hem that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to sew that up now. So I'm going to continue with my press. All right.
Right.
So we've pressed our.
Do these go in the stash box
well,
now?
they can be in the stash box now. Okay, so we've already gone ahead and pressed those seams open. So this is where we're going to tuck that under. So I'm only going to do the one shoulder just so you can see what I'm doing, all right? So you can see that I'm pressing the remainder of my seam allowance under. Okay, so it's literally tucking up towards the stitch line first. So there's tucking towards the stitch line first, folding it under, and again pressing. So the difference between pressing is that you're holding the iron over the seam rather than doing...
Yes, ironing like you do with your shirts.
Ironing with things. So again, I'm just going to do the one, just so you can see what we're doing. So now that's pressed in place. You can go ahead and put some pins in, but if you've given it a good press, you shouldn't need to.
She's right in the way, this friend of yours here.
Okay, so now we're going to stitch these down. So you've got two options. So I'm going to show you the first option, which is the cheat option. So if you're not...
The what option?
The cheat option.
Cheat?
The cheat. We are cheating. So if you're not great with your straight lines, okay, I would say, if you're beginning, let me just move this back a little bit because my garment's draping. Sew with the wrong side facing you, okay? If your stitch tension is good, so obviously always make sure that it is before you start sewing, just do it the other way around. Even though it's be the bobbin thread on the underside, as it's the same colour, to be honest, you're not going to see it, okay? So this way you can really concentrate on your straight stitching. You know that you're not going to miss anything. You're using the original stitch line here where the two fabrics meet together as the edge of the foot. That's your guide. So it's just shy of 1 centimetre because we've given it a 2 centimetre seam allowance. So now I know, if I just bring that under, that is not only catching everything on the underside here, it's catching everything on the underside.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, but it's also giving me a perfect parallel stitch on the other side because I was using that original seam line as my foot guide. So when you get more adventurous, this is the correct way of doing it, all right? So you again...
Well, there's no correct and incorrect, but this is the way that if you were at a dressmaking school, they would teach you how to do it.
Yeah, they would expect the top stitch to be on the top, not underneath it. But again,
there is a difference. There is a difference between the top and the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a very subtle difference, you know, so if you're going to be proper about
exactly. And also, some people's machines, the underneath tension isn't always brilliant, and that's the bit you're going to see. But doing it this way, you're going to see the top stitching detailing, which is the side that you're meant to see.
Okay. Right. So the stitch is exactly the same. It's just that I've done it in a way. That's the correct way. That's the incorrect way. But you can't see any difference from here.
I can't see any difference.
All right. So that's the correct way. That was the incorrect way.
And once you've pressed your seams, once you've set your seams, it'll be absolutely fine.
You can't see. And I know that it's all cut because I did my own
And then you just press that flat and it's done.
Press that flat and it's done.
OK, before you go on to the next stage, can I go and do bundles?
You may.
Don't do anything without us. Don't do anything without us. Right, I've got 4 bundles to offer you. The which one? Petrol first, which is the one we're using over there. So you get 2 meters of the fabric. It's the linear, it's brand new this. It's the linear print, £24.45. You get 2 meters. You're getting the thread and you're getting the interfacing for £24.45. Apparently Little Paul's wearing petrol today. Not noticed. Then we've got this one. Now the colour is lichen. It's like a mustard colour. Oh, we've changed the graphics, have we? Because earlier it said linen. It wasn't linen, was it? Here we go. Ready for the new graphics? Lichen print dress. That's much better, isn't it? £32.45. It's 100% cotton. You get the thread and you get the interfacing for £32.45. Right, lovely, lovely. So I'll put that there, that there. Very next, we love this. Oh, It's very, very nice, this, in fact. Look, you get 2 metres, by the way. So, actually, do you know what? The 2 metres, if you're just making the top, you're only going to use a little bit of it. But let me just show you. I'm going to come around the front of the table. It won't be long enough for me. But can you imagine if you made it like a full-length caftan?
Oh,
look. Over the shoulder. Look. It's only half. But look at the full length. You can get to the full length. Can I have that? Look. See? And then you could, as Jenniffer said, you could do a side seam. So you could... Anyway, go on. I'm dancing away there. I love that fabric. Really beautiful fabric, that one. Okay, and then, thank you, Michael. And then the last one, they call it Cameo. Actually, I don't know. I think that's after the soap. Didn't they have some soap called Cameo? No, maybe I'm going wrong. I've just made that up. This one does come with a matching thread. There it is. Oh, thanks. Let me struggle. You just showed the picture. £24.95. £24.45. Right, back with Jenniffer now. Now, you weren't supposed to do anything without me.
No, I haven't. All I've done is just repeated the shoulder. I thought, while you're chatting, I'll finish off that shoulder.
Right.
Okay, so now we need to do a face thing. So this is going to give us a really nice clean edge and structure around that neckline.
Okay, so if you're doing the boat neckline, you don't need face. You're just turning in like that all the way around.
All the way around,
right?
straight
But
across.
this is if you've got the neckline that's just an
if you're not happy with that or you want to make an adjustment, then this is how you would do that adjustment, okay? So we've gone ahead and cut out our new neck shape, okay? So now
Can I also suggest at this point that you just put it over your head? Because there's not a V notch. When you go to V notch, it's easy to get over your head. But if you're just having a round neck, try it. Because you might have big ears like me or something. You know what I mean?
Yes, you might have big ears like you.
You're supposed to say, no, John, they're lovely ears. But anyway, just check it over your head.
But then, because if you've done your adjustment neckline, you would have already put that on.
Yes.
So the fact you've now cut, not only had a straight line, but now you're cutting a boat, then you would definitely be absolutely get it over. Yeah. But you are very good. So all the way through this is always about try on, check.
Yes. Right, we've had a question, from Joanne. What size will a 2 metre of material make? Well, it can make any size. Let me go and get the 2 metres of fabric in that berry.
Depends on your measurement. So again, going back to your measurement. So this salvage to salvage is 44. So if you your width of your material is bigger than half of it, then there would be enough to make a 1 metre length dress because you're going over into that side of the salvage.
Yes.
If you are smaller and it's like 22 something or less than 22, all in, then you could get a full length out of this because you're using both sides of the salvage.
But also, they were talking to me, if you still wanted a short one, but you wanted it very voluminous, you could do a seam down the centre front, couldn't you? If you wanted it, say you wanted it kind of longer or wider, if you put a seam down the centre front, you could have twice that width, couldn't you? So if you were making the top like you, but you... excuse me, but you wanted it wider, you could put a centre front and a centre back seam in it. Then you've got the double the width of the fabric.
Oh, so then you've got that and that again.
That. So you could make it. So it depends. Who was it, Joanne? What you want to make out of it. But 2 metres. If you look on Jenniffer,
do you want me to come down?
Yeah, go to the mannequin. Go next to Mandy.
Come on, Mandy, move out of the way.
So with 2 metres, that's going to be the length. That's going to be the full length of your kimono there. So I don't know if you see that with the graphics.
Just above my knee. Just above my knee.
Yes, there you go, well done. There you go, look, just above the knee.
My knee.
So out of the 2 metres, that's how long it could be. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Jenniffer. Keep your questions coming in, because we like being interactive, don't we? We like being able to answer their questions. Christine, good morning all, really enjoying the show. Can you use this material to make trousers?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
They'd be lovely soft... Oh, I don't know where I was going then.
Where are you going?
Lovely soft trousers, like kind of... if you made the wide not pantos, what they called, like... what's the word?
Cloth.
No, I'm thinking of long, very wide
like
evening trousers.
Oh.
No, straight down like that, not bell bottoms, not going like that. But you know, kind of, if you gather in at the waist and then they're just, the legs are really, really wide, like that evening. They're like evening trousers. I'll think of the name in a minute.
Oh, anyway. We've lost our words today, haven't we?
It's because it's too early in the morning.
Okay, so to do our facing, we need, you can either go with a contrasting fabric if you wanted to, but I'm going to go with the same fabric, and you will need some interfacing, so that's
Which
why
comes in the kit anyway.
So that's why we've popped it in the basket. Right, okay. So this is why it's always important to keep hold of your offcuts.
Oh, yeah, with the stash box, yeah.
In the stash box, okay, so make sure you keep hold of those, because we're going to be using those to make our template. Okay, so you probably wondering...
Palazzo pants, thank you, Karen.
Palazzo, well done.
Karen, sorry.
Karen, you might be thinking, well, before we cut why did you press in that seam? Is because I don't need a seam on this, so I need to know where that point was. Okay, so on here, if I was to make a pattern on that, the neckline would be wrong.
Yes.
But because I can see clearly where that seam allowance was, I can fold it over and use that for my pattern.
Because you're going to use this as your shape.
We're going to use that for our shape.
Facing.
Absolutely. So there we go. So I've just folded the fabric in half, and I've got a crease line. So I've matched that up, and this is why it's really good again to have pen. Pen. So I'm going to use the pen to draw around that. So that's the front done. And again, I'm going to repeat that now with the back. Okay, so again, I can see there's my seam allowance folded under. There you go. So that's that bit done. So all I need to do is now is cut that out. Wait, I was losing all my scissors.
No, just have to put you.
This is an insight into my sewing room, isn't it? Just can't. She loses everything. Okay, so now I'm going to cut.
But at least you know it's going to be in your she shed. You don't want to go wandering around the house.
Very true. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that through. So who'd have thought you'd be drafting your own necklines in no time? Just because you've got the right tools to do it. Okay, so now you can throw your little offcuts away now. You're happy with those.
Or you can use those for applique. We've got an applique
hour later. Let's do that. Next. Okay, so this is where you get your garments. This is your top splayed out. Now this is your facing. So it's important that you're doing this the right way. And we know, in this case, I do know which is the front and the back because it was deeper, all right? But if it isn't, again, don't be afraid to make a mark either with the pen or with your scissors. So I'm lining up that neckline. So again, if we just pop over here, you can see that we've got right sides together. So it's really important that you're doing that. And I'm actually going to pop a few, let's just bring that in actually. Pop a few pins just to hold that in place. And we're going to sew around the entire circle of that neckline.
Would you leave your facing this big, or are you going to trim this down?
I'm going to trim it down later, all right, once I'm happy with the neckline first, okay? So I always do it after.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've just popped a few. You can pin away more if you like. Obviously, it's all about your sewing. So I'm just going to go around now with a straight stitch all the way around, but this time I'm not using the 2 centimetre seam allowance, so I'd use a 1.5 or a 1, whatever you go with.
I always use 5/8 of an inch.
Yes, so I'm going to do with that. Yeah. All right.
And you're literally just stitching them both together.
I'm just stitching all the way around. That's right.
Right, now remember that this bit won't be in the book because we're doing a different neckline. We're doing the neckline from the top before. So just the project before, because I can turn the page over. That we're doing this kind. We're not doing the V, we're just doing the round neckline. But it shows you here how you do it. So that's what Jenniffer's just shown you with the facing and everything. But then this is what we're actually making. And then if you look, how many projects are in this book, Jenniffer?
Oh, I've forgotten now.
I'll have a look.
I can't believe that.
Now, you've not. Most people put it on the front of the. Jenniffer, that's your next book. I know you're prepping.
Yes, John dear.
So how long did it take you to get this book together? Because I know you had that gorgeous, you got your, what we used to call colour books at college, but you've got a book with everything in, all your inspiration, your fabric swatches, everything like that.
I didn't bring that in today. To write it, I think it was something like 8 months, but I'd been working on, well, because this is a story of my sewing journey.
Yes.
So all these projects I was doing before I was on, some of these were before on the B, some were after on the B. So it's everything up until that point really, and it's what I thought was appropriate projects to help you take next steps in your sewing, like improving your sewing skills without you knowing it.
Exactly. You know your friend Paul from the Bee? I'm meeting him on Friday.
Are you?
Yeah, making clothes from scratch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 making clothes from scratch, but there are also how to customise clothes and also vintage pincushion, scarf top, jumper mittens and vessel patch. There's loads in here. Loads of Jenniffer's little tips and hints all the way through the book. And also, the thing that's brilliant about this, right, how many designers you see going, oh, yes, I made this, darling, for that model, this model, right? Everything that's in the book, Jenniffer wears or wore. Or, that's true, though, isn't it? Yeah.
I wear all the time. I love them. Well, I think if you're going to be an advocate for, getting the sewing machine out and making your own clothes, you need to wear them.
I've not seen you wearing the gloves and mittens one yet,
It's not. Maybe for our Christmas week.
I tell a lie. No, I tell a lie, Jenniffer. When I first met you, the first day we met, you were wearing the green. You were wearing.
Was it the coat I was wearing? Are you thinking the blanket coat?
No, not the coat. The coat. I think you had like gloves and a scarf on left, and you went, "This is made for my jumper." I'm sure it was the front one, because it was winter, wasn't it, when we first met?
Yeah. So maybe I could wear it for wear them for our Christmas week.
There. That's what you were wearing.
Yeah. I genuinely wear
I've never seen you wearing this, but I have, because it was winter when we first started coming into this building, wasn't it? Anyway, I'll shut up, shall I?
Shut up.
So, you've sewn... Yes, all right. So you've stitched all the way around the neckline.
I've stitched all the way around the neckline. So now it's about clipping. So in order for this to lie flat, we need to make sure that we're clipping towards that stitch. But it's really, really important, guys, that we don't cut those stitches, all right? So I'm going all the way around. Oh, this is why it's nice to have a nice pair of scissors that super sharp, right to the tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why we're doing this, so at the moment it's in this position here, isn't it? And you're going to go all the way around. But when we've turned the facing in by posting it into that hole, this curve's going to go the other way. So it's really important that it's able to separate and spread out. Otherwise, what's going to happen, it's all going to clunk up.
It's all going to what?
Clunk.
It's a technical term.
It's because it's a technical term. It's all going to clunk up. There's something on my iron, it burnt it.
I wonder what that was earlier. I thought I'd trodden on it. I thought it was my foot.
No, it's me.
I think the taking the measurement sections is really easy to follow. I'm not scared anymore. Lots of love, our Sonia.
Oh, thank you, Sonia. That's why I wanted to write the book. That's why I wanted to do it, because you can't get to everybody. I mean, I do a lot of workshops, but I can't get to everybody. But the fact you've just said that makes me so happy. That really does make me so happy.
Thank you, Son.
Thank you for writing in. But it's about taking your measurements is a scary thing, isn't it?
Those scissors just need the ends sharpening, don't they? Because they used every single... Oh, they're all right again now.
I think sometimes it's the angle.
Yeah.
Because they're not my scissors.
No, and they've been used by everybody. Yeah. Even Janice has used those.
This is why it's important to keep your own scissors and not let anybody use them. But it gets used to the way you cut.
Yes.
But anyway, that's all done now. So now we're posting...
The facing.
Our facing. So I'm going to post to the other side and flip it. Just turning it around so you can see what I'm doing. So now, because I've done that clipping, you can see that it's lying flat.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't done anything one's called understitching or pressing. I've not done either of those yet. So understitching is just where you are stitching down these raw edges here, these clipped edges, towards your facing, not your garment. So there will be a very small seam allowance line of stitching around the inside of the garment.
Which nobody will see.
No one will see. And what that does, it stops the facing from creeping out. So you've probably got clothes at home where the facing keeps wanting to come forward and you can see it on the other side. It's because it's not being understitched. So you can go press that and then go ahead and do the understitching. But you notice that you've got this big square going on at the moment. So what you can do is just trim that back to however you feel. Don't go too thin, maybe somewhere about an inch and a half minimum. Okay. And again, I like to use my pinking shears on these because then obviously you don't need to, that will be finishing the edge. If not, then again, do an overlock on that. Whatever you want to do to finish, you can do a zigzag on your machine, anything. But as long as it's a finished edge around there, that's perfect and good to go. And then another tip would maybe just to tie that in, maybe with a little... to
catch it to your seam.
Catch to your seam. So again, it stops it from wanting to creep forward.
And then, are you going to chop that in?
Yeah, no, can you say something?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, we'll lift it for the other side, but I'll wait for you to chop it off first. Oh, because you're doing with the pinking shears straight away, so you don't need to zig it or anything.
Yeah, so I'm not going to...
But it's quite important to catch it, I think, into the side seams, because that's the one place that it is going to move, if it's going to move at all.
If it's going to go anywhere, it's going to be in that area, isn't it? Absolutely. So I'm just going to do that very quick. So obviously you would take more time at this at home, guys. But just so you get the idea of what I'm doing, that's all. Well,
if you've got these in your... Sorry, Jennifer. If you've got them in your basket, please check out. We always have people missing out on Jennifer's books, so please, please, please.
OK, so let me just flip that over. There you go, there's your new neckline. OK, so it's not had a press yet.
No, I was going to say...
And we've not done understitching either, but you can see how that's giving you a nice, clean... Once it's pressed, that's falling really lovely. Yeah. So that's all done. So that's your neckline done. If you wanted to do a cheat, you could literally what's called stitch in the ditch and go into that seam there. So again, you won't see the stitching, but what it will be doing is stitching down that facing. OK, so that might be another one, another quick tip for you.
And if you do the V neckline that we showed earlier, if we did the notch neckline, do you do your facing that just goes round the V as well? So exactly the same.
So where our facing is circular like this, so it will be like that.
Yeah.
That's all.
So that's the way to finish.
And then if you are going to do the V, then when you go down, stitch maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 stitches at the very bottom of the V, and then come back up.
Yes.
And when you clip so far, but then actually clip to the corners of those into a Y at the bottom, and then that will help open it out a little bit more.
That's a good point, because a lot of people... Right, let me just explain that again for you. Right, so if you're going to have the V... No, yeah, let's draw it, because it's easier. Also, the tip of the 3 stitches at the bottom is brilliant, because a lot of people do a dart and just go straight down to a point, don't they? Then they wonder when they cut down why it's not turning through properly. Pen?
Yeah, so I think I've got some left over facing. OK, so this is our... imagine this is our neckline here, OK?
Yeah.
So we want to create a V. So imagine our pinked edges are stitching. Just bear with me, OK? So when you want your V to come in, you'd be stitching down like this, OK?
Yeah.
And then you're going to stitch across something like... Let's say that's 3 stitches. Yeah. This is big stitch, yeah?
Very big stitch.
Very big stitch. OK. So that's the V. So you've got your stitch going down. Ignore that bit there. Coming back up to give us our shape. So now... not those scissors.
Here. If you were going to do the notch, you would have done this when you were doing the actual original neckline.
Yeah,
we're just showing you as an additional little thing here.
So if we're going to do the V, you would cut down so far.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go right to that point. You want to leave a gap.
Yeah.
OK. But the main thing here is that you are clipping into that point. OK.
Yes.
So when you do flip it over, you have a nice, clean edge.
Yes.
OK?
It was a bit like yesterday, Jenniffer Milton yesterday, and she did the lining for her little box bag and everything, and where she brought the lining round, she did exactly that. So at the end of the zip, so you have that really nice finish.
Really perfect finish. Otherwise, what will happen, there'll be a pucker. If you went straight down like that, because of these extra bits here, you'll end up with a pucker. So to have that very nice, clean V at the point of your neckline, always do the wide cut.
Brilliant.
Always do the wide cut.
OK, lovely. Now, you're back in an hour. What are you doing in an hour's time?
So in an hour's time, I'm going to be doing a little bag. I think a travel bag.
Oh, really? And lovely fabric. Really love fabric. All right, go on, have a sit down. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Everyone loved all your tips. Thank you very much. You'll see her in an hour's time. Let's just go and see the bundles before we go on.
Okay,
see you in a bit. Thank you very much indeed. Right, most popular is the berry. Oh, I've forgotten the book. I'll go back. The most popular is the berry, just so you know. Oh, here we go. I love this fabric. I'm not surprised. This is brand new today, this berry. It's the most... Do you know what? Do you know what? This colour fabric... Now, I don't want to say if you're getting on... If you're like my age or above, so old, 39 or above... this is a brilliant colour to wear because it reflects, especially in winter, because it reflects the warm tones up onto your skin, so giving you a lovely warm glow. So if in winter you wore a silver or a grey, it wouldn't reflect nicely on your face. This would reflect beautifully and gives you that rosy glow. So it's a really lovely colour to wear next to your face, this. £24.45. You get that, and you get that. That's the kit. The next most popular is the petrol. Petrol, another new colour today. Petrol blue dress bundle. So you get 2 meters of the fabric. Oh, somebody wants to see the fabric wafted, of course. Pauline. All right, Pauline. How are you, my love? What are you up to this weekend, Pauline? Oh, she says she's working. There you go. Oh, it's a lovely colour, that, isn't it? So goes that clean. Oh, that is a beautiful colour. Lots of you got this in your basket. Please check out. I only say that because I don't want you to miss out. I hate people. I hate it when you get disappointed. What's it our sister channel say now? Copying me from my old show. Miss it, miss out. Right. Okay, that's that, that, and that. Lichen. This is nice. This is the pattern. Oh, yeah. See, you've seen this one on the stand, haven't you? Little Paul's liking this one. Do you get it? Liking. Oh, now, obviously, you're going to get 2 meters. There's not 2 meters here. You will get 2 meters. Oh, no, there is. It's just been folded. No, no. I'm sorry. It's just been folded the wrong way. There you go. There you go. Oh, look at that. We're loving, excuse me, we're loving that. Loving that. So you get 2 meters of fabric. £32.45. Okay, lovely. I'll let, 2 meters of that. And then last but not least, cameo. Don't forget in the kit you do get the interfacing as well. Look. Oof. Look. Oh, that's a lovely... Oh, actually, it's not far off my blouse, is it, today? That came from Little Paul. Little Paul's wearing a blouse in petrol today, he said. Isn't that lovely, the way it drapes? Look at the linear print on there. When I did a film called... what was it called, that one? Being Human, right? If you look in the Roman sequence, you will see a rather fat Roman emperor sitting in the bathhouse. That's me. I was an extra for a day. I also was the costume supervisor of the whole film, but when we were filming in... I've got to go. Right. And then we got the book. Victoria Peat's up next. This is Jenniffer's book here, but Victoria Peat's coming up next. She's doing the most incredible quilt. It's called the Hi Quilt because whichever way you turn it, it says, hi. So go and get yourself a cup of tea. Be back here in 3 minutes' time for Victoria.
Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love. This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue, and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Christmas is coming early to Sewing Quarter Studio, and we're eagerly awaiting the arrival of a very special visitor. As part of our Christmas in July series, Mandy Shaw will join us on Saturday the 22nd of July for 2 fun-filled shows packed with project ideas. Among Mandy's seasonal delights is this adorable reindeer decoration, as well as a festive mouse trio. What's more, if you visit our Facebook page after the shows, you can catch a live Q&A with John and Mandy at 12:30 p.m. Mandy will answer your questions and give us the lowdown on her forthcoming workshop at the Festival of Quilts. So join us for Mandy's Retro Christmas on Saturday the 22nd of July, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
There are 3 days till Christmas and Jess is cooking up a treat. A gorgeous stocking, and we don't mean one for your feet. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th. Hi. 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 Isn't it lovely? Now, obviously this is a 9-patch. Imagine that on the whole of your bed or the whole of your throw across your sofa. It's lovely, isn't it? It's very, very effective. Victoria's here to show us how to do it. And lots of like little different tips and everything as you're going along. Really lovely, isn't it? Now, we've done 2 bundles for you. Let me show you the bundles and then we'll come back to do that in a second. Right, I've got 2, right? I've got the Amy Butler, which is on this side. You get so much in here. You get 8 metres of fabric plus your fat quarter bundle. So what you get here is you get 8 metres in total here of these fabrics, don't you? I'm just wondering how much you get of each. I think that's a metre of... Yeah, I've done that. Optical weight, get 2.5 metres. 4.5 of the spot on, and a metre of that one. And then, like the fat quarter I said, you also get your thread and you get your wadding, and it's a huge wadding as well. Look, a full size, 90 by 96, £159. There it all is. There it all is. For £159.95. So you get the Amy Butler fat quarter in there. I'll go through the Amy Butler, but well, you'll actually see it because it's what Victoria's using, so you will see the whole. Obviously, in that sample, Victoria's just used spots, but there are flowers, there's leaves. Also, I'll go through it all with you in a little while. So there's that, right? And then the other bundle I've got for you is this one. If you don't want the patterns and you want to keep it more plain, then what you've got here is you've got the 2 rows fat quarters. Now, I'll just explain something here. In this, there are 2 fat quarters that are white, right? You won't need to use those, right? Because it's got a white background, so obviously you wouldn't see those. So what it is you don't need to... You will be using the creams and the lattes in there, but you won't need to use the white. Okay, and then you've also got this. You've got the spot on, the optical white, and the green. There's the kit there, plus the batting, £114.45. Right, now, it all comes from a book, which I'll show you as I go over now. Right, stay on that, stay on that, stay on that. Let me hang this one up. Now, what you're doing, I've got that hanging beautifully, yes.
Rescued.
How are you, Peaty?
Very well.
That's their nickname for you upstairs. Peaty.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Peaty's in today. Peaty's in today. It all comes from this book, by the bundle. £15.95. I'll go through the book with you in a second because we want to get Victoria going on this because there seems to be an awful lot of sewing, but is it difficult?
No, it's a really good beginner project because the block is really simple and it's the same block repeated over and over.
Oh, so it's therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
Would it be a good one if you're first starting a quilt? Would it be a good one to start with?
Yes, it would. The only thing I would say is that it's really big.
Yeah, well, you can make it as
when
big
it's
as you
finished.
want,
Yes,
really?
you can. You can make it as big or as, you know, I've just made the 9 blocks, so you can make it a little bit smaller.
So this is the 9 block. How big are they suggesting
in the
finished thing? Let me
pattern,
look at
I've done 1/9, I think. So I think the finished one is 3 of these across and 3 of these high. It's like page 20, I think.
Well, there's 81 blocks I'm being told. What page did you say, sorry?
20.
Oh, it's right.
Somewhere around page 20. There's a couple of pictures.
I'll have my glasses on, wouldn't it, John? Come on. The pages haven't got numbers. Oh, they go 30.
They do. They're just really small.
23.
There we go. So there's one picture there, and then there's that's quite a good picture there.
Look at the finished one. So we've made 9. 1, 2. Oh, no. So we've made this bit.
Yes.
Victoria's made this bit.
You were there in spirit.
Yes. I was helping you along from my bed. Oh no, that didn't sound right, did it? But you know what I mean. So we've made that bit. Victoria's made that bit. Yep. So there's 1, 2, 3. So there's 9 of those on the finished item. So there's enough fabric in your bundle to make. So what does it say? What the finished thing is?
60. Was it 62?
72 by 72, is it?
Yes, 72 by 72.
Yeah. So the blocks are 8 inches. Oh, actually, 8-inch block. Quilt size 72 by 72. That's fantastic, isn't it? It'd be lovely on a double, over the top of a double bed, that, wouldn't it?
But like you say, you can make it a little bit smaller. So you could just do 6 by 3.
What's the thing called?
Like a bed runner.
Yes, a bed runner thing. Could be do one of those.
That kind of thing.
You could use it as you wanted to, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Make it.
So, let's make it. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make one block. This one here. And
so each of these is a block on this one.
It's exactly yes. Each one of those is a block, and it's either placed this way up or this way up.
Okay, but
so
it's
they're
the
just
same,
rotated.
It's the same block.
Exactly the same block.
Okay.
So, like you say, a bit therapeutic.
Yes. No, I like jobs like that. Yeah.
Repeat. So what I've done today for today is I've already made part of the block.
Yes.
So I've already made the top section and.
In real life, if you were making the 72 by 72 one, would you make all of your 8-inch blocks before you do anything else? You wouldn't start joining it together until you'd made all of your blocks?
No, personally, I would just make all of the blocks all the way through. So I have here each block.
I'll put this one back behind us.
Requires.
It's just that. Oh, I know. I'll do it like that. There you go.
So each block requires. From the white, you need 2 2.5-inch squares and then 2 rectangular strips.
Right.
And from whichever print you're using, a 2.5-inch square and 2 larger rectangles.
This is all the instruction in the book,
All in the book. It tells you how to cut them out. It also has quite a nifty little illustration to show you how to cut from each fat quarter.
Oh, brilliant. Let's open. Are any of these fat quarters cut into?
I've not cut into those ones.
Okay. So if you've got your fat quarter here...
and you iron it, it will tell you on here, it shows you how to make the most out of that fabric so that from each fat quarter you can cut enough print to cut 6
So as little wastage as possible.
Yeah, as little wastage as possible so that each fat quarter will yield you 6 blocks.
So you're getting the 15 fat quarters in the bundle for there.
So in total from the print, if you cut out from each of these prints, you would get 90 blocks.
Right.
So you only need 81, but you could get 90 from if you used all of these.
So you could almost do, if you're doing you could make like something else, like a cushion front or something to fit in the bedroom, just to tie it all in or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
And now in the kit, as we say, we've got the fat quarter pack, but within the kit we've supplied enough of the optical white to make all the backings. And we've of spot fabric for the back and a linear fabric to make those. So everything you need to make. We've even put the thread in. So everything you need to make a 72 by 72 inch quilt is in this kit. So for that $159.95, you need nothing else. I mean, obviously you need your sewing machine and your time and things like that. But fabric-wise, you need nothing else. Right.
So we'll start off with the middle section, and you take your 2.5-inch squares, and we'll sew one to one side. I would say right sides together, but that's a solid print, so that doesn't matter so much. But just make sure that your print is facing, and work with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and sew all the way along. And this machine's got a nice 1/4 inch foot. I've only recently bought a 1/4 inch foot for my machine.
Oh, really?
And it makes such a big difference.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's really good. It really helps.
Have you always done quilting then? So you've always done your 1/4 inch? Because I was shocked when I came here that quilters only use 1/4 inch seam allowance or when they make the patchwork.
Yes.
Because there's dressmaking, 5/8 of an inch,
Yeah, and sometimes it will vary, won't it, depending on what you're sewing.
Yes.
It might vary a little.
Oh, no, you want the iron out?
Yes, please. And actually, for a bit later on, if Amy could get me some pins, the pin machine hasn't arrived.
Oops. Oh, don't know what that is. Oh. Right, there we go.
Oh, that's the little
it's the stand for the little iron.
press that. And then we'll press the seam allowances towards the darker side.
Right.
The darker fabric,
Yes.
not towards the white, so that you don't see it through.
And do you not need to worry about... because sometimes we always say press the dark side, but then when you come to join some blocks together, it will make all the seams come in the wrong place.
Yes, this isn't too bad, actually, because what we do is when you join these pieces together... How did I even get that over there? My arms aren't long enough for that.
Oh, can you reach? Oh, sorry.
So when you join this middle strip here, it's actually joining to a long rectangular piece, so it's not too bulky.
Yes, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I just said about ironing the seams, because remember yesterday or the day before we had an issue with pressing the seams to the dark side, and then when we came to do all of them together, there were too many seams, but obviously this seam and this seam are going into straight edges, so it really doesn't matter on that.
No, it's not too bad.
Okay.
So we'll then attach...
Oh, hang on, the thingy's closed itself down. You watched them sewing. It's not about a tablet, but anyway, go on.
No, we're going to attach now. You've got the two pieces that you've just sewn together. You've got your white one and your coloured one here, and you're attaching the other square to the other side of the coloured section. Again, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'll sew slowly.
Anne in Surrey says she's loving the show.
Oh, hi, Anne.
Hello, Anne.
Okay, and then we'll press that one again. Press that one.
So
first.
now, would you, in the real world, would you do all of the centre pieces first, or would you literally finish every block?
What I did when I made this one here is I did all of the centre and side pieces. I chained piece all of those.
Yep.
I then went back and then chain pieced all of these onto the other side.
Right.
And then I chain pieced onto one half, then on the other half.
So you did do all of these central sections, the little sections first?
The same process every single time.
Oh, it looks
Not
fantastic,
that I'm lazy,
doesn't it?
but it stops walking between the sewing machine and the iron.
That's using the Amy Butler Fat Quarter pack there, bundle. Nice. Isn't it?
It is nice, and I thought it would be nice just to use the spots on this.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
well,
it
yes,
quite
of course,
impactful,
yeah.
but it's nice to have a full range of prints.
Well, when you're making if you do the 72 by 72, you're going to have to use all the
Yes, you
but
would.
8 little pieces of fabric, aren't you? So you are going to get to use the florals and the things, but...
And the nice thing is that once you've made all of the blocks, you can then spend ages rearranging all of them to decide how you're going to...
Of course.
Join them together in the end.
Also, there's nothing to say that you couldn't use... hang on.
Oh, you've gone down a path.
Yeah, I've gone down a path. I shouldn't have gone down. If you made the little bit in the middle of the H out of a different fabric, it would give it a completely different look, wouldn't it?
You could mix and match.
Yes.
So you could pair these two together.
Yes.
And you could do the central portion in these and then reverse it for the other blocks. So you're still using the same amount, but you're just mixing and matching a different
I'm just wondering if it would take away, because it's that high quilt, whether it would take away from the H and make it look a little bit different.
I don't know. I wonder what they've done on here, whether they've mixed any prints.
Here we go.
Sometimes it's nice to see. No, they've stuck with
the same fabrics. So every single H is made of the same fabric. And I was suggesting maybe that the little section in the middle could be... But if you know what I mean? It depends what you want. It's completely... That's the joy of it, isn't it? We haven't got anything to try it with yet. Timothy.
And then just attach.
Are today's fabrics all 100% cotton? Yes, indeed they are, Anne. In last hour and this hour. If they're not 100% cotton, I always tell you, Anne. So just if you're on one of my shows, you can always message in and ask, but I will always tell you if some of them aren't 100% cotton.
So I've attached the middle section that we've just done.
I wonder what it's called, the little bit that goes in the middle of an H.
Oh, there must be a name.
Oh, except some of them are eyes, aren't they? So they're all H's.
True.
Yeah.
But I bet there is a funny technical name for that in handwriting language.
Right.
So I've attached this central section onto one of the larger rectangles, but I'm going to sew it so that this section is on the top. If you sew it on the underside, you've got a risk of, by the time that you come to sew along here, you can accidentally catch that and it will go the wrong way. So it's easier if you keep everything facing
doesn't matter,
upwards.
though, which side you sew. Apart from that,
no,
it doesn't make any difference,
No,
does
it doesn't have any effects on the final
It's not like we were just doing a facing in the last show, and sometimes people want the top stitching to be on the top stitching on the visible side rather than the other side. But this way it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I just like to have it so that I can see exactly what's going on. Because before you know it, you've caught something on the underside and you're unpicking.
We've got to, I keep talking about this every day. I don't know if you know, we've all been told to make an 8-inch block for a sewing quarter quilt, right? And I keep changing my mind, and I haven't started mine. Lots of people have finished theirs. We've got a young boy in the office called Neil. He's finished his. It's on the wall already.
Is that his on the wall?
Yeah, I think I could just do, because this is an 8-inch block, I could just do this, but with a J.
Oh, yeah, you could change it.
Anyway.
I'm sure you could work that out.
I've got to do something. It's supposed to be in next week.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
Oh, there's a deadline.
Oh, apparently the bit in the H that goes across the middle is called the bar.
The bar, okay. And
not as in the bar that you're used to, coming from Australia, that sells those canned tinnies.
And what about, next challenge
Yes.
for Paul, what's the bit on the I called?
Yes.
If that's the bar for the H, what's the upright for the I?
Yes.
Good luck.
Yeah. You know, the middle of the, like, so Paul, so this is the bar on an H, right? What's that called on the I?
The upright bit.
Yeah, this bit in the middle there. The same bit as the bar, but on the I. He's going to find it.
Oh, there's an answer. And again, we'll press the...
Stem. Are you making it up?
He could be, couldn't he? He could be telling us anything.
Yeah. He's looking at the anatomy of letters.
Anatomy.
Okay. Right, Paul. There's a new mat on its way, by the way, if you're worried about the mat.
The ironing mat?
Yes.
Oh, what's up with it?
Oh, no, just under there, look. We can just fix it, and on the camera it really glares.
Oh, well, I'll
up.
make sure I put the iron on it every
John,
time.
you always ask the right questions. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine, will you marry me? There you go. Was that the right question as well? Now, I've never been here, I don't think, but the Vale of Glamorgan, it always sounds beautiful.
It does make it sound like
it?
it's going to be really lovely.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. It's like the Vale of Evesham, isn't it?
Oh,
Anyway.
I don't know the Vale of Evesham, and I lived in Cheltenham for a while.
Oh, did you not? My dad used to have to go drive through on his way because he was based in the RAF in Little Vincent and something like that. And he said in the summer, driving through the Vale of Evesham, it's known for its blossom trees.
Oh, how nice.
Anyway, sorry, little Paul.
Okay, so we're now just repeating the same process, but with the other side to create the other half of our HI.
Yes.
Oh, are you an H or a H?
Oh, H. Oh, I hate people that say H.
So do
no
I.
offence if you say H, but
Drives
I hate it.
me crazy.
I hate it. Because it's spelt A-I-T-C-H. So if you say H, I get really... It's one of those little things.
It makes me really cross as well. And the girls have come home from school saying H, and I said...
Oh, no.
Well, that's how my teacher says, and I said, well, she's wrong.
Oh, the teacher says it?
I said, well, she's wrong. Going to get myself into trouble.
But it's not H, it's H.
For me, it's H.
Yes, but it is H. Don't get me started now. I'm getting all riled here now. You've set me off now. I was in quite a placid mood. But you see, it's different because, like, you can go scone or scone. Understand that one. We'll all have different things. But H is H. It's not H.
Yeah, it's like saying it's not P. It's something else.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, we'll get on. We'll move on.
Moving swiftly on.
Yes, move swiftly on. Thank you, Victoria, putting me in a bad mood now on this lovely Tuesday morning. Now, am I in tomorrow? I'm just trying to think if I'm in tomorrow now. I know I'm in nearly every day. Pauline, hello, John and Victoria. I love the show, from which I recently learnt what my quarter-inch foot was for. What a difference it's made to my quilting.
It really does make a difference.
Pauline?
It's fabulous.
Now, that's not the Pauline that messaged in earlier. That's a different Pauline. But yes, it does, doesn't it? Something so simple.
It just,
and yet, if you're doing quilting, you use it every day.
Every day. It just increases your accuracy. Give that a press. See, look, put it on the spot.
Yes, well done.
Easily trained. Push that away.
That's Hayley, that. She was supposed to order me one last week, but she hasn't. Oh. Yes. Oh.
Okay. Oh. There we go. So that's coming together nicely, and then we can attach, and now I'm going to contradict myself completely from what I said earlier.
Yeah, oh right.
And for this, I'm going to place the larger piece on the underside.
Why is that?
Just because, I don't know, in my head, it works that you would put the smaller piece on the top.
Oh, okay. Even though the seams are on...
Even though I'm just contradicting myself completely.
Yes.
That's really weird.
But it's really funny because I would automatically put the smaller piece on the top.
So you can watch what it's up to.
Yeah. But how will you then stop those seams underneath from turning up?
Sticking a pin through them.
Are you just going to do that?
Yeah, I would stick a pin through on that side so that it just catches that seam allowance.
Yeah. You got that? Yeah.
Yeah, we got that. So I've caught that so that the sewing machine, the feet on the underside don't grab that and put it through.
Because it's so easy, isn't it? Just if you're sewing with a seam allowance underneath. It's like when you put a sleeve in, isn't it? You've got seams, side seams or a shoulder seam, and all it takes is one of them just to turn under it.
One little thing and you're unpicking a sleeve.
Nothing wrong with unpicking.
Oh, there is when it comes to a sleeve head.
I know. I know, sleeve's got to go in right the first time, hasn't it?
It really does.
I'll just what I'll do is I'll just finish Victoria finished the H, and then I will show you around the book. People ask to see what else in the book. The H.
Oh, it's a really lovely book. The photography in it, it's nice. Really, really nice.
Can you imagine the art director on that one going, I think we should fly to Australia and New Zealand to take these pictures.
I think these were Canada.
Oh, these Canada, sorry. But these
Northern America.
Somewhere gorgeous,
somewhere amazing. Really, really nice.
But that's like when I was asked to style the next catalogue once.
Oh, were you?
Oh, I don't know if I'll do that. Oh, we're in the Caribbean for 4 weeks. I was like,
oh, yes, the swimsuit pages, summer. Oh, could you imagine you could have ended up with a winter one, all studio-based?
Oh, yes.
Not quite as glamorous.
Yes, I have done a studio-based catalogue, and it was all done in a studio in the East End of London, in an industrial estate in the East End of London.
Very glamorous.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed on the Stitch and Tear packet, the guy in the rugby shirt on the front of that?
Hannah's in love with him. You know, producer Hannah, she's in love with him.
He reminds me of an old-fashioned shopping catalogue.
Yes. Calling me old then, because I only did old-fashioned shopping catalogues.
No, I mean catalogues from a long time.
Well, when I was little, my mum used to get a catalogue, and Lulu was like the celebrity model.
Oh, right,
in it.
okay.
Lulu's Choices, and then it was Twiggy, I think, after that.
See? And have they both come back for Marks and Spencer's as well?
Oh,
Twiggy did, didn't she?
Twiggy did do Marks and Spencer's, yeah. She's that huge. Anyway, moving on to the H.
So again,
oh right, so it's got a border on it then as well. It's got a sash between the two, has it?
Yes, sort of. It sort of performs two functions. It shortens the H over here, and then sort of adds the sash in between the two.
I'll just show that. So this here and here.
So this small rectangle belongs to this block.
Yes.
And this rectangle here
belongs to that block, and it's making the goalposts of the H. I don't know what they're called. The uprights of the H. Into the shorter length, because they'd be too long otherwise. Is it the stem on both then? Oh, okay. So that's the bar on an H, and that's the bar on an I, and that's the stem on an H, and that's the stem on the I.
Oh, okay. Someone was being lazy and couldn't come up with enough terms.
Yeah, that's the stem. So that's the stem. So that's the stem on the H, but that's the stem on the I, and they're the.
So then
that's the bar. Oh, it's confusing.
So the bar is always the horizontal.
Just do a W. It's much easier. You could do a wow. You could do a wow one.
Wow. Yes, you could actually. Oh. That would be quite good fun.
Things like your car being stolen.
I hope it's not my car. Oh, that was loud.
Wasn't it? You might not have heard it at home, but it was very, very loud.
Very loud vehicle outside.
Where in my village, we used to have the Bulldog Bash, where all the motorbike fanatics would come.
Okay.
Thousands, like 20,000 motorbike fanatics come to the village.
We used to have a pub around the corner from us called the Stormy Petrol.
Oh, yes.
And they all used to come on a Thursday night, up the bypass to the Stormy Petrol.
Oh, yes. The funniest thing was, though, there's a Waitrose nearby, and you see all these bikers in Waitrose.
Stomping in.
Yeah, but buying all their... Oh, well, look at these olives. And should we get these nibbles? You think you're supposed to just sit in a tent and get drunk all weekend, aren't you? Not, like, have nibbles and picnics and everything.
Very civilised.
Oh, here we go. Shan in Hampshire, you've got me going now, you two. My pet hate is when like is used 300 times in a sentence and thing is produced thing. Ah, love Shan, like. It's right, it's true though. It's like on the Jeremy Carr show.
Yes, like. You know,
then,
like.
what do they say? At the end of the day, Jessa. Basically, at the end of the day, Jessa. I still video it every day.
I was going to say you don't watch daytime TV, do you?
I have to video Jeremy Carr. But I have to say, I did help him get that job, but that's another story. Right.
Right, we'll press this one again.
You press that one out, because while you're doing that, actually, can I show the book a bit more? Because people are asking to see the book. So it's called By the Bundle. It's a fabulous book. The photography, right, well, look, they've done the high one at the beginning as well, look, with the lady in the dress. Oh, she could be wearing oh, it's a lady or a girl, but she's wearing the dress that Jenniffer's just made, look. Anyway, so here's all about the bundles. Then, boxes and crosses. Yeah, you can most probably, I'll check, but you can most probably do that with all the fabric. Oh, hang on, there's not enough fabrics. Oh, yes, there might be.
You might just lose the effect a little bit.
Yes, because you'd have to have different colours. So it tells you on the pictures where they're taken. Oh no, there, Tasmania, that one. That one was in Tasmania. Then the one we're doing here, the Hi Quilt. Oh, so where does it say it is there then?
Look.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, it doesn't matter about the location, so I'm moving out the way. Let's move on, because there's diamonds and squares. That's a bit like... Now, Paul, that's a bit like one of our Quilt As You Goes that we had yesterday, wasn't it, that one? Then, crystals. They're beautiful, aren't they? Look at these. And there's so much inspiration and information. Nellie Gray. That's what we call Little Paul. Beautiful. That one's in Tasmania as well. Then look at that one. Strips of Tricks. You could do that. Oh, look. That one's lovely. That one would work so well, wouldn't it?
And actually, if you go, I think it's the next page or so, they do that one as a runner.
Oh, nice. That's in Victoria, that one, look. Oh, look at that one. Are they like flying geese? Rainbow pyramids. Look at that. That's
stunning,
gorgeous, isn't it? Half moons. Aren't they lovely?
I love that on the grey background.
Butterflies. There's so many raindrops on roses. Beads. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And the whole book, this is like a coffee table book as well as an information book, isn't it? It's like, look at that one. Aww. Back in Victoria. Now, back in Victoria, it's Allendale. That's a very famous man from Yorkshire, because where I live...
Oh, is it?
When I
Allendale?
No, Allendale.
Oh, right, okay.
That was his surname. Because when I first went to college, one of the halls of residence was named after him. That's
right, okay.
Anyway, carry on. That's that. So you've done your H.
So we now
have done an I.
I think I have done an I.
Yes.
Based on
But
what
this
I've
is the
already
joy
got.
of it, isn't it? Once you've made all 81 of them, you can then sit and
lay
it out on the floor.
How you're going to do it, and whether you want the reds, sort of the more ready prints, pulled together, or whether you want them separately.
Because obviously you've just used the spots, but you also get all of the other colours as well. So you could create very, very different looking H's and I's from all the different fabrics. I'll go through that bundle with you in a sec when we go back over to look at the bundles again in a second.
So now you join together in strips.
Right.
So you would join your quilt. You do all 9 in rows, add them together. So we're going to add this one to, just double check which side I'm adding it to. Because if we've got, I was about to add it to the wrong side. Wouldn't you, then? So we're attaching that.
Which is why it's always important to lie it out in the first place, because you'll either go, aye.
And then I either get small scraps of paper and I might code them, name them, number them, do something. And sometimes I also take a photograph with my mobile phone.
Yes.
Take a picture, and then when you come back to it, you haven't lost bits of paper.
Because you're not going to do this quilt in one sitting, are you?
No, you don't. So it's nice to have that reference to come back to and think, what was I thinking, and where did that one go? So, yes, we're going the opposite direction to this one, opposite direction to that one. So we'll put that one right sides together.
Okay.
Move that one out of the way. And just join that. And just make sure that when you're placing this on the one underneath, that these vaguely are straight. That's sort of popped up a bit because it's not being pressed enough.
So that's 9 blocks we've got here, all will have all joined together. While you're just stitching that, because you're just going to do a straight line of stitching, I'm just going to go and do the bundles, if that's all right. So don't do anything else without me.
See you in a minute.
Right, so I've got the 2 bundles here to show you. You've got the Amy Butler one first. So I'll just put this on the floor, because you do get the it's, I told you how big it was, didn't I? It's 90 by 96 inches, that's fantastic. And it's really, really lovely wadding. So, in the bundle, let's have a look at this. Have I got one of these open? No. You've got the Amy Butler. Well, this is the one that Victoria's using there. All those different coloured spots, all of that. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Look at that. 15, you get 15 different fabrics in there. So that comes as part of the bundle. You get the thread, you get the wadding. Now, you get 1 metre. This is lovely, this colour, isn't it? 1 metre of the linear print. Duck egg, they're calling that one. I won't unravel this, because that's the optical white. That'll just hurt your eyes, that one will. But you get 2.5 metres of the optical white. Now, this, you get 6, is it 6.5 metres you get to this? Oh, 4.5 metres to this, that's right. All right, Paul. Blimey, he's like a wittery little budgie up there.
Crikey. Is the set big enough?
4.5 metres.
I feel like I need to...
Yeah, go on then, be Cleopatra. And then what I can do, right?
Oh, hold on. Give me a minute.
Then I can push you like this.
Yeah,
and you
off
can do
I
that.
go.
No, what's the table? Isn't it brilliant? 4.5 metres of the fabric.
So you'll have to piece that in order to make your backing.
To make the back, yes, of course. But there's enough there to do the whole of the back, obviously. And also, that's just really, instead of just doing a plain fabric, nice to have the spot on, isn't it?
I think it's nice to have something
nice. So the duck egg is for the binding around the edge. The white is for behind the H's and the I's. And then you've got the 4.5 metres of that. £159.95 for all of that. That's just fantastic. Then if you didn't want to do the colours, you could do the one with the rose bundles. These are, I don't know if I've got one open. No, I'll open one of these. Now, what I would do with this one, there's enough of them in here. I would get rid of the white one, because obviously if you put a white H on the white fabric, you're not going to see it. But use those colours. So you get 2 of these, right? Take the white ones out, get 2 of these. The pinks and the cyclamens and the corals and the lattes and the mocha are all in there. Then you get 2.5 metres of the white, you get 1 metre of the duck egg, and you get 4.5 metres. I'm not going to, no, don't worry, I'm not going to make this again. It's lovely, isn't it? The red with the white dot. £114.95. As Victoria says, you will need to piece the back, because obviously it's not the width of the fabric. Right, now, if you're thinking, oh, John, I'd love to do that, but I've got my own backing and everything, I just want a different fabric to do it in. From my secret drawer. Now, this one, you'll have loads left over. You'll have loads and loads and loads left over of this one. This is a K-facet. Now, this is a considered purchase, but it's called the Sunshine Fat Bundle 33. So you get twice as much as you need in there. So you can use them for lots and lots and lots of different things. And look at these, look at these, look at these. This is the one with the can-cans. That's the tulip. This is the birds. This is the birds. Right now, this is the one that... Oh, there's the flowers from the other K-facet we had the other... Wait. And there, look. I love the birds. This is Paul's favourite. Are you ready? Ready? I love the fact they've all got different knickers on. Isn't it brilliant? Just the attention to detail is gorgeous, isn't it? Look at their faces. Oh, she's not very happy, is she? 1 second in, doesn't look very happy. either overworked or like, do you know what? I do feel sorry for people like dancers and things like that who do the same thing over and over, you know, like, oh, here we go. Do you know what I mean? If you're not in the mood, right? If you're not in the mood, you think, oh, I've got to do that. They love, I know they love. I've got lots of friends who are dancers, but disco pebbles. Oh, look, have a look at them in a row. They're not as good as seeing them for love. Oh, now, do you know what? I don't remember seeing this one. Oh, I like this. Don't remember seeing that one. That's lovely, isn't it? Oh, do you know what? Maybe, because I don't think we've had one with 33 different ones in. Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? They're beautiful. Now, this is my favourite, the birds. The disco birds. I love this. Look. Which way up there? Oh, look, just the colours, without even seeing the pattern. Look at the colour. Looks like licorice all sorts from a distance, doesn't it? Oh, love that. Then you get the can-can dancers in orange, you get the William Morris in the browns, you get the lovely roses in the yellow. There's so much going on in all this for £142.95. I love it. I love it, love it. Now, this is just for the fat quarters, but they are K-facet, and they are stunning. And I just, we've got the, oh, beautiful. There they all are. I'll get Amy to tidy those up for me in a second. Okay, I've also got another fat quarter. If you want to do, I'll put that one there. You know how I had the rose one here? If you wanted it in the iris, now you'd have to buy, obviously, 2 of these and all the other fabrics as well. But maybe you want it in the purples and the blues. £9.95, that. £9.95 for that fat quarter bundle. It's the iris one, that one. Okay, let's get back to the quilt. Right, sorry about that.
That's quite all right.
Hi.
Hi.
Right, so
we now have a strip
together,
of
yeah?
3 or 6 or 9 or however many
Yes.
you need. And what I've done is on each row I've alternated which way I've pressed the seam allowances.
Okay, because this is important because you are going to have the corners.
So now you'll get that bulkiness. So I've tried to avoid that bulkiness here where I've already sewn this strip together with this strip.
Yeah.
At this point here and this point here is where you can end up with that bulkiness. So I've pressed the seam allowances in alternate directions. So on this block, and it starts to get confusing because you've got these additional sashing strips, but the ones that join the 2 blocks together, on this row I've pushed them this way, and on this row I've pushed them this way.
That way. So the ones where they're going to join, excuse me, you want them going in a different direction.
In a different direction. So I am going to attach this one to the bottom of this row here.
Right.
And
you know that you're going to go wrong. Now, can I just show that one? If you were going, because I suddenly was thinking, oh, there's no sash. So you know that's not the right place for it to go because you know there's got to be the sash in between.
So that's going to go here because it's got the sash and they're the opposite way round. So I'm going to place that right sides together, and then you can nest those seam allowances, which is just where you butt them up against each other.
Yeah.
And I would pin here first, and then I would nest the other seam allowance sections on the other side here.
But if you've done it all properly with your 1/4 inch seam allowance and everything, then it should.
It should just all slot into place. Yeah. It shouldn't be a problem. If you hadn't, this section here you would tell because this bit here would be either really big and loose or it'd be really tight.
Tight, yeah.
So you can see there it just sits quite nicely.
And where you've pinned it, you've matched the.
Yes, so I've made sure that the seam allowance on these 2 blocks is nesting with the seam allowance on this block on the underside, and I've put a pin in, and I've put a pin in. I would just repeat as I went along.
Yes.
And then just secure the rest of that. And not all quilters like to pin, but I think
sometimes it's important when you've got those seams to match. It's really important.
Yes,
isn't
it? But the joy is though that because you're stitching effectively white on white, you don't actually notice if they're out a little bit, which is why it's good for beginners. Because whilst there's some piecing involved, when it comes to join the blocks together,
yes, because there's nothing worse if you've got 4 different colours all come together that you can see that they're slightly
and they're all
off.
wrong.
Yes.
So that gives you that little area, that little room for manoeuvre if you're not used to piecing blocks together.
Okay. There you go, you can just see the all the white corners together there, so you can't, if one of those was off, which they're not, can I just point out, this is Victoria Peat, they are not off, but if they were slightly off, you wouldn't notice because it's white on white on white.
It's not too bad. I'm just making sure that that little seam on the underside is facing the right way.
I can imagine when it gets to 9 across and 9 down, it's quite a lot of fabric under your machine, isn't it?
Yes, and I probably would sew on the edge of my kitchen table like this. I've got quite a big kitchen table and I'd have the excess of the table here so it helps support the weight of the quilt. And what you can do is when you're piecing, or particularly when you come to actually quilt it, is I'll have chairs or a little table or an ironing board or something here to support the weight, because particularly when you're doing the quilting, you want it to be moving free. You don't want anything to be dragging on the weight of it. So if you can support that weight.
My neighbour, Chris, who's with Chippy Camden Lady Quilters, she's got a desk in her workroom here, and then another desk slides out. It sounds posh, but her husband doesn't spend any money at all, little John, right? It just slides out like that, so she's surrounded by tables, so a whole quilt goes around.
Makes a difference. Otherwise, it's a full body workout. Otherwise, you're hoiking a quilt around.
Please check out your baskets. If you've got it in your basket, please, please, please check out. Remember, it's 1p&p for the whole day.
Bring that a bit closer.
So you take the pins out as you're going along. You don't sew over them.
No, I don't sew over them. I will in error sometimes. Forget to take one out. But generally speaking, I don't do it because if you do catch it with your sewing machine needle, you can obviously blunt the needle, break the needle, or create a little burr that you didn't even know that you've done that will catch on fabric.
Yes.
And it might ruin your pins. And I like my pins.
Also, like you say, you might not notice it's done something while you're doing this, and then you might come to sew some chiffon or some silk later on, and it just
Although surely you've replaced your needle with every new project, John.
Not when you work in theatre, you don't get time.
Just go until it's blunt and blunt. Yes.
Right. Oh, you're going over that way, sorry.
It is good practice to change your needle with every project, but in
reality, who does?
You forget.
Oh, actually, I don't think we showed them in the last show. I've got them here.
What have you got?
I've got them here. I've got this kit this bundle of all different machine needles.
Oh, have you?
That we've put together for everybody.
That's so good.
We've got a still of it, but I've got the real ones if you want to see them. Have a look at this, right? This is available right now. We weren't supposed to do this out. It was supposed to be in the last app, but it is still in my trolley. So what you get there is you get needles for $15.95. You get jeans needles, standard needles, quilting needles, leather needles. I've said that one. Said that. Said that. Quilting, said that. That must have been all of them. Leather. There was another one, wasn't there? Oh, embroidery. That's it, embroidery. Yeah, embroidery there. £15.95. They're brilliant. All in the different sizes that you need as well.
Yeah, I like to have a good stash of needles.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing worse if you're in the middle of a job and then you break a needle and you suddenly look in the drawer and there's none left whatsoever.
Yeah, you're really cross. So to have backup.
Yes.
I've always got.
But now, I could ask you this, because you do quilting. I'd never heard of quilting machine needles before. Why would you need a quilting machine needle, do you think?
I don't know. I've never used them.
No.
I'd like to try them and see the difference it makes.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, let's have a look at the packet. What size are they?
I'll show you now. Because a lady messaged in yesterday asking about it, I went, why? Oh, the other one was jersey.
Oh, yes, definitely need those.
Yes.
So what have you got?
Where's the quilt? There's the quilting ones there.
Jeans. Quilting.
Basically, what you get, I'll just show you quickly. For $15.95, you get a set of jersey needles, which will be the, obviously, fabric for the ones for embroidery needles there, all for your machine. Universal, your denim, your jeans there, your leather, and then, of course, your quilting. Now, if you know at home what's the difference between a quilting needle and a normal universal needle, do please tell us. The other thing I'd never seen is I'd never seen a size 11 needle before.
No,
I'd
it's
seen
normally...
the 10s, 12s, 14s,
yes.
or the 70s, 80s, 90s. I'd never seen an 11.
No, I've not
So it must be a half size, that. Thank you. If you know, let me know. If you know, let me know.
I've used the rest of those needles, but I've not used...
Yes, exactly.
Little threads.
And also, like, if you do English... Is it the paper foundation where you're sewing through the paper?
Yes.
That's when you need a separate needle. You need to swap it after that.
Yes, I keep mine separately. I actually sellotape mine to the top of the machine.
Yes, that's what Lucy said she did.
Take it in and
story.
out. But it is important, particularly with things like jersey, to be changing your needle because of the shape. It doesn't look like it, but the end is very, very slightly different.
Yes.
And you'll also get differences in the size of the eye of the needle.
Oh, really?
Because when you're doing things like jeans and top stitching, you'll get specific, like you've got there, the eye of the needle is bigger to allow you to use thicker thread, and it's got a longer shaft.
We always used to call jersey needles, in my day, ballpoint needles, because they were more curved than pointy
And I think you do still get both.
Oh, okay.
And there's slight difference, but for me personally, relatively interchangeable.
Okay, well, times have changed, haven't they? When I used to make dance costumes, like when Cats opened in 1981, zigzag, that's what we used. That's what you used, the zigzag stitch. You didn't have all these fancy stretch stitches and things like that.
Tell you a funny story about cats.
Say that again?
Tell you a funny story about cats.
Oh, yes.
Mum and I went from Devon on a bus all the way up to London to go and see Cats, and we'd left so early in the morning my mum fell asleep halfway through the performance.
No, how could she?
I know, I'm like, Mum.
Oh.
So,
I was there on the opening night.
Oh,
yes. Anyway, that's by the way.
So now that's joined on. I've just joined this strip on to the two strips that we had before. So now you have hi.
Then what? So pretend this is the. How long have we got? Oh, we've got 10 minutes. If this is the
finished top,
finished 9 by 9 by 9, or however big you'll make it, what's the next stage to do?
I would take the backing fabric and piece it according to however big it was, and I would piece that. And then you would make your quilt sandwich. So I would lay that backing fabric on this one, which is the lovely spot. So I would lay that...
So you have another 8 of these, remember. Okay, so if you put those two together...
Yeah, that starts to give
those two... We need to turn yours round. There you go.
Swivel round.
So obviously this one's got the binding on. This one hasn't. So, and obviously this is why it's really important, if you're at home... to place your... Because we've got... Oh, well, actually, could you do that?
Yes, swivel it round. Let's see.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
That
So
works.
it's really important to place it because you can have 2 together if you want 2 together. But do you know what I mean? If you didn't want 2 together, then you see, it's really... Imagine the effect. So this is only 2. So you'd have 7 more.
Another one here, and then 2 more rows here.
It is. And then obviously Victoria's don't use the spotty fabrics in the thing, but you think you'll have the H's made out of all of these fabrics as well. They're going to look fantastic, aren't they?
Isn't it? So you would you would piece your back of your quilt, and you would place that with the wrong side uppermost.
Right.
You'd then cut your wadding, batting to the
size,
the same size, and then you would lay that on top.
Right. I'll move that one out of the way. So you'd lay that on top.
Lay that on top, and then you would either hand baste it in place.
Oh, okay.
Or you'd use your basting spray.
You got that from this, didn't you?
It's
I just went like this. So you'd either use the basting spray, or you'd hand tack the 3 layers together,
or you'd pin it. You can.
We've got banana shaped.
Oh yes, perfect. Quilter's pins.
Yes, quilter's pins.
Quilter's safety pins. I use those a lot. They're really easy to just get through the layers and back out and pin.
Are they Australian because they look like a boomerang?
They do, don't they?
Yeah. I said banana, they say boomerang. Okay, so then now how have you quilted this one?
So on this one, I've quilted. I quilted 1/4 inch either side of the seams between the blocks.
Right.
In the, I was going to say magazine, but in the book, she's done some extra quilting lines either side of the parts, the stems and the bars.
Oh, okay. Diane in Cheshire's messaging saying, a quilting needle needs to be finer and a sharper point to go through the sandwich of layers.
Thank you very much,
Diane. I knew I could ask and someone would tell us. Right,
I'm going to try them out and see.
Yes.
So if you look on, there's... oh, yes, you can see it a little bit on that page. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see that or not. But she's quilted around... Oh, crikey.
I don't know if we can see that, can we, at home?
Oh, a little bit. You can see it on the light blue H.
Or it could be an eye if you send
Or an eye. So she's done those extra layers of quilting.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Right. Oh, there you go. You can just see
so
her quilting.
I've quilted between the blocks, but she's also added through the middle of the blocks as well.
Okay.
But it's personal choice.
It is. So on that one, but wasn't there another one somewhere?
So what I also did is I
sorry.
really liked this one here, the
Yes.
Amy Butler.
Yes.
Slightly more solid looking. And I thought it would look really nice to see how it would look if you just used 2 blocks to say the word hi.
Yes.
So I've added that onto a white background.
Oh, I see.
I've not bound this one.
No, of course.
I ran out of time.
But you've also quilted that one completely differently as well.
So I've done straight line horizontal quilting on that.
Arms are late now while we come in on that one. There we go. Nice. So obviously when that was bound off, that would then become, because you're thinking the H is a little bit, the bar of the I.
And I think I would bind it with white as well, because then that shortens the I.
Yes.
And adds like a little white border at the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, on that one, you've just quilted straight lines, but if you wanted, you could do, if you were just doing, I mean,
anything
not obviously on
like.
a 72 by 72, it'd take forever, but what some people do, don't they? But you could do
do.
swirly, you could follow flowers or whatever.
Yes, you? And you could almost put the high in the middle of the quilt and put like a big speech bubble. You could quilt a speech bubble, and then you could do echo quilting around the outside of the speech bubble.
Yes, because somebody might, I mean, I love that. I love that because it's a dramatic, and it's not just that it's high, it's just a dramatic, it's like you did the thread, you did the bobbin one, didn't you?
Spools, yes.
One, which I think is gorgeous. And I looked at it and went, oh, spools. But actually, when you see it in a whole, it's just a gorgeous pattern, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thing. If you don't want an overall pattern and you just want something like that, then you could just do the simple thing like that.
Yeah, it really heroes the fabric.
Yes. That's fantastic. So on this one, you sandwich it together and you literally just did...
Yes, but I made sure that I sewed in opposite directions. So I went up one way, turned around and came back down the other.
Oh, is that what's giving it... Because I can see like a
it
herringbone
does, but
effect
it would shift the whole thing if you only sewed in that direction.
Oh, really?
Suddenly it wouldn't be square, it would be skewing.
Also, did you start there and work down, or did you start in the middle?
Actually, on this one, because I wanted the stitching in a certain place on the lettering, I started on the letters.
Oh, okay.
And I did those 2 through the middle of the letters first. So I went through here, and then I did them an inch apart.
Right, and radiated out from there.
Yeah, and then
because a lot of our, like Lucy and everybody says, if they've got a big quilt, you start here and radiate, and then if you were going to do a crosshatch or something, you'd start in the middle and then work that way and that way.
Yeah, so I did these, and I did this section, and then I worked up to the middle, and I worked down and back up to make sure that they vaguely stayed straight.
Yes, no, that's fantastic.
And vaguely even.
Did you use a quilting foot?
I used a walking foot.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Quilting foot.
Yes, I meant a walking foot,
Yeah, I used a walking foot for that to just try and stop the shifting. The wadding that we've got in this pack isn't terribly lofty, isn't terribly thick.
Yes.
And it just ran through really nicely.
Also, the wadding that we've put in that kit, like you say, it's kind of almost needle friendly, isn't it? Sort of thing. It kind of, there's none of that. Some waddings you can get your needle going through, and it's kind of digging through and everything like that.
And it was easy to put the quilter's safety pins through when you were coming to sandwich.
Now, just a quick question then about the binding. It's a straight binding, isn't it?
Yes, I've done a straight binding. And actually, something that's unusual in this book is she gives you instructions for doing non-mitered corners.
Oh, okay.
So she actually attaches hers in different strips. So she'll do one strip here, and she does a funny turny thing, and then puts a separate strip on the outside edges.
Right.
So if you're scared, if you like, of doing the mitered corner, it gives you instructions on how to do that.
How fantastic. Because I as a beginner, I would automatically do it her way. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't think of doing a mitered corner. But then I also quite like the fact you get a mitered corner because I think the mitered corner is a much neater.
I think it looks really smart.
Really, really nice. And did you hand stitch it or did you machine it on this?
No, for time I machine stitched on, turned over, and then I've stitched in the ditch.
The thing is, if you're doing a 72 by 72 inch, unless you really, really love hand stitching, that's an awful lot of hand stitching to
You do it in the winter. Imagine
keep
sitting in the summer.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Hand stitching in the summer.
You're back in an hour.
Yes, I am.
Doing... Oh, I know. It's that lovely. It's there. We've got some brand new fabric, and it's a really gorgeous reverse applique cushion.
Yes.
But you've got loads and loads of
all sorts of samples.
There's so much going on in Victoria's last hour. So I'm going to leave you for now. Thank you very much indeed for that. I'm just going to go and do bundles. We'll see you in an hour's time.
See you in a bit.
Thank you very much indeed. Let me take the book with me. Right. So over here, we've got the bundle, first of all, that Victoria's just used, which is the Amy Butler fat quarter pack here. Obviously, in there you get the spots and the florals. There's 15 of them in there. So you get that, you get the thread. I'm doing something wrong with my thread today, isn't there? It could be me. You get 1 metre of the duck egg. You get, was it 1.5 or 2.5 of the white? 2.5 of the white. And then you get 4.5 of the spot on. There's the kit there. So that's the $159.95. Please check out your baskets. You've got that one in your basket. If you want the other bundle we're showing you today, that one has got the rose. These are just all plain colours. Obviously, I've taken the white one out because you couldn't do a white H on white, could you? So you get the 2 fat quarters of the pinks. In fact, let me show you the colours you get in there. You get the kind of Victorian tea rose, the fuchsia pink, the coral pink, the pale coral. Then you also get the cappuccino, latte, frothy coffee. You get the white, but I'd take the white one out. But you get 2 of those. You get enough to. So you get enough to do the whole thing. You then get the metre of the duck egg, the 2.5 metres of the white, and then the 4.5 of the red spot on. Now they're the 2 bundles we had available for you today. And then we also had this. Now, obviously this doesn't come in the bundle, but this is the most beautiful K Facet fat quarter bundle. You get, look at that. 33 fat quarters you get in there of K Facet Sunshine. All those beautiful, beautiful colours for £142. Now you'd have twice as many fat quarters as you'd need in here, because we only used 15 in the last one, didn't we? And these has got 33 in it. So if you were going to make the Hi Quilt, you've got twice as much in there. Obviously, if you want to buy backing, or you want to buy the white fabric, or you want to buy the linear fabric, just go to the website. You can do that from the website. But this, have a look at this circle of colour, cornucopia of colour, all of them spread out there, for £142.95. I'm not quite sure what the square in the middle is. Did they forget to put that one in or something? Was it Mike, Ginger Mike, that took that picture? Yeah, I think it was. He was being artistic. Or if you don't want to do the K Facet, £142.95. I've got these, right? And in fact, I'll open it for you very quickly. How long have I got? Oh, yes, I'll be fine. This is, if you want the blue, instead of the rose, you want to go for the iris. You get all these beautiful colours, the purples, the greys, the blues, and the white there. Aren't they lovely? Gorgeous colours there. £9.95. They always sell. Right, don't go anywhere. Jenniffer's up next. Oh, do you know what? She's making a wash bag. We have got some of the most incredible Premier fabrics. You're going to love them. We had one of them the other day. Sold out within minutes. So there's some gorgeous fabrics coming out. So I'll see you. Go and get yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a fizzy drink. And I will see you in 3 minutes from now with Jenniffer. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue, and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78.
So I'm going to be showing you how to do a ladder stitch. Now this is a great stitch when you want to sew something up and create an invisible stitch. But first of all, I'm just going to use the example of something like a pincushion, but I need to bring these two edges together using the invisible stitch, which is known as the ladder stitch. So first of all, I'm going to take my needle up through the fold. So I'm going to be concealing the knot in the thread. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle in through the fold of the fabric and come out. So you can see that I'm on the actual fold there. So obviously there's the raw edges are inside my pincushion. I'm going to take that through. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side and repeat that stitch. So I want to make sure that this is parallel. So I'm going to come in through that fold and come out. So again, I'm making these stitches really big so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see how I'm going across the whole of the fabric. So if I just keep doing a few stitches. So as you can see, we have the ladder stitch there going across the two pieces of fabric. So when I pull my thread, you can see that almost makes those stitches invisible.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
There are 3 days till Christmas and Jess is cooking up a treat, a gorgeous stocking, and we don't mean one for your feet. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th. I told you it was cute, didn't I? Look at this, look at this, look at this. I've got Premier fabrics and this. Jennifer's showing us how to make this really lovely little toiletry bag, but I'm selling all the fabric. I'm selling all the fabric. I've got 2 bundles as well, haven't I, in this app? I'm selling the fabrics as well. So what I'm going to do first of all, before we go to Jennifer, is show you all these beautiful fabrics. And then, because you can't buy these until you start, until you've seen them all. So I'm going to start with the zebras, right? Now, all these are Premiers apart from the red one. We launched the red one the other day, and I can't tell you how fast it went out the door. There's how much left? 4 meters. So if you want the red zebra, it's 100% cotton. If you want the red zebra at £3.55 for half a metre, you need to be quick because there's only 4 meters of that. Right? That'll have gone. By the time I come back in a minute, that will have gone. Then, brand new these. Brand new. I'll just show you a little bit now, and then we'll come back to it later. Grey elephants, 100% cotton, machine washable. They're cute, aren't they? If you love the monochrome, that would really, really look nice, wouldn't it? Okay, that's £3.55 half metre. Green. This is nice. It's a lovely, rich, foresty green, this one, isn't it? Look. Oh, that's nice. They're in their natural habitat, aren't they? They're in their natural habitat there. Okay, then I've got yellow. Are they calling this one yellow? Yes, it's like a mustardy yellow. Look, isn't that good? Do you know what? You know Jennifer's dress that she made earlier? That would be beautiful in any of these, wouldn't it? Really, really nice.
It's a clutch bag.
And the what? A clutch bag? A clutch bag. That was Jennifer just talking there. Right, I think zebras are going in a different direction. Blue. That's the one we've made the toiletries bag out of. Okay? Right, so I folded those up. Then, there it is. Right, then we've got elephants to show you. So I've got elephants. These are blue elephants on like a latte ecru background. This, again, is 100% cotton. That's navy elephants on an ecru background, that one. There you go, £3.55. Right, then I've got grey elephants on an ecru background. Do you know what? This one and the following one would look lovely. I'll show you in a second. So that one is grey elephants on the ecru background, right? But look at this. These two look lovely together. This one's the ecru elephants on grey background. You see, look at those two together. Now, obviously, I'm only showing you this one at the moment, so I'll just set that one as a shot. I shouldn't really do the mixing and matching till later, but I couldn't resist it. That's lovely, isn't it? Now, I've got a cream background one coming up next, which we saw the other day. This one's not a premiere. We've seen this one the other day. Nice, isn't it? Oh, and this is the one we showed you the other day with the zebras. There's only 4 metres of that one left again now. Only 4 metres of that one left. And then this next one, you'll have seen this one when Amanda, made a bag the other day, or a couple of weeks ago now. And there's only 6 metres of that left. I'm just telling you because if you want it, you need to come in. And what you need to do is check out your basket or speak to the call centre if you want to confirm any of those. So that's those. Then I've got the 4 brand new linear print fabrics as well. And then I'll bring in I've got two kits to show you straight after this. So this is the grey, dark grey. Let's have a look. Okay, that's called Ebony. Okay, moving that one on. Then this one is gorgeous. Green, but it's more than green because it's got 2 greens in it. Look at the colour there. That's really, really, really beautiful, isn't it? Green. So I'm going through them quickly because I want Jenniffer to get on. You think, look at this one. This one's called Sunshine. That's lovely, isn't it? That's a really, really, really beautiful colour. Again, it's the linear print, remember. There you go, £4.95, half metre. Last but not least is called Indigo. These are all new today. These are all new colours today, these. This is called Indigo. That's lovely, isn't it? Okay. Now, I've also got 2 kits to show you in this hour as well. So the first one, I'll show you the still first of all. There you go. Is the blue zebras. The blue zebra one that you've just seen, the one that Jenniffer's already made. And what you get in the bundle is you get the blue zebra fabric, ½ metre. You get the Sunshine linear, ½ metre. They've only got one more. And then you also get the interfacing. Why are there 2 zips? Why do you need 2 zips?
2 different sizes.
2 different sizes. And you get 2 threads. And you get the wadding for £27.45. And then the other option, have a look at the still, is the grey elephants on the ecru background. That's the one we're about to make, Jenniffer's about to make. And then you've got the lovely azalea. That's the azalea. I think it's azalea, that one, isn't it?
It is now.
Yeah, azalea, yeah. And then you get a purple thread with this one, and you get a cream thread with it. And you get the 2 zips, and you get the interfacing. Oh, I forgot to say, you also get the instructions. That's quite important. You get the instructions as well, and the wadding. And the wadding's brilliant. Okay, for £27.95. Right. I love these fabrics, Jenniffer, don't you?
Oh, I love this.
Right. Let's just do this. Are the instructions easy to follow?
The instructions, yeah.
Instructions.
They're nice.
Right.
I just love this one because it just goes, ah. That's the noise it makes.
Oh, well, let's make that noise at home
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Just to check. Ah,
so what noise is this one going to make when this one's finished? Ooh. Right. So let's go through the instructions.
Let's go through the instructions. Okay, so the reason why there's 2 zips in here is because the instructions are telling you how to make the bag in 2 different sizes.
Oh, okay, that's fantastic. And there's enough fabric you won't be able to make. Would you be able to make both of them out of the fabric?
And leftovers.
So you can make 2 different sizes. Are they
I
both on the
think
front?
you could easily make 3 of the large sizes.
So you could just make 3 of the large sizes.
3 large sizes.
Or you could make a large one, a small one, and have some fabric leftovers.
Yep.
That's brilliant, isn't it? For £27.45. So you've got a template in there and everything. If you make 3 If you make 3, that's £9 each, just over £9 each, isn't it? Right, okay, let's get started then.
What I really like about the bag is it's not only has it got the wadding in there, but it's also interfaced as well, so it makes it all nice and sturdy. It's really lovely.
Which is what you want, really, is you don't want a floppy toiletries bag, do you?
That's right, exactly.
So this is the big one.
That's the big one.
And you're going to make the small one.
I'm going to make the small one.
Brilliant.
And we've also given you the correct size zip to make the small one.
Yes.
But we've given you a larger zip than what's required, so you can actually go bigger than the template.
Oh, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to show you. So what I've done for this one, even though we're going to make the small bag, I've actually cut it smaller so I can show you how to do it if you're going to make a bigger or smaller
So if you make the big one, the zip's too long, it's the same technique that you're going to show us now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So I've gone ahead and cut out my fabric already, and again, if you're buying the kit, then the instructions are in it.
Let me get that one. Okay.
Ta-da. So they're in all the measurements are in the instructions for both sizes, small and large.
Right.
But just so you know what size mine is, I'm going to use the board. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5.
Right.
All right, so that's how it is. So you've got 2. So I'm going to go with the elephants for the outside.
But just remember, when you not cut them out, when you're starting to put them together, it's got a direction, that fabric, isn't it?
Oh, yes. So what will happen is that you could cut it as one big. So in the instructions, it tells you the fabric needs to be this size.
Yes.
And then you cut it in half. So you are right, John. When you're constructing it, make sure that you do flip it. Otherwise, you're going to have upside-down elephants or upside-down zebras, and you don't want that.
No.
You really don't want that. So you need 2 for your outside, and you need 2 for your inside. So I've gone with this vibrant pink. It's awesome, isn't it? It's gorgeous pink.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Okay, so 2 things. First one is you're interfacing your lining. So I've gone ahead and done that. So the interfacing, again, is included in your fabulous kit.
Right.
And I've gone ahead and tacked my wadding to the outside, my main fabric, so the one that you're going to see on the outside, okay? So I've just used a single thread. I've used a nice bright colour so I can see what I'm doing, so I can take these out later.
Right.
It just makes the whole process a lot easier when we get to put the zip in, because with this one, it's a really, really nice way of doing the bag, really clean. So if I just bring the bag in very quickly. You've got a really nice clean outside finish with a lovely top stitch there, which is why we've given you 2 threads. 2 different colours, so you've got a nice contrasting thread. So in this case, it was the yellow, whereas in the other one, you've got a nice hot pink.
Yes.
To match your fabric. But on the inside, you can see that it's just as clean on the inside.
Now that's machined, isn't it?
All
machined. We did a bag yesterday where it was the lining was all hand whipped in.
No, this is all machine stitch. And what makes this bag different is that you're actually sewing both the lining and the outer construction-wise, all in one.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've gone ahead and done that. To make it a little bit easier for myself, if I just flip these over, because the corners of the bag, I've actually clipped, you can see here, I've clipped the corners of the wadding, not the fabric, just the wadding, okay? Because of the way it's constructed, it can get very bulky in there, because we're also going to be fabric covering the end of our zip. So you've got a lot of fabric in there, as well as a lot of wadding, as well as interfacing.
Yes.
So to help reduce that bulk, you can see that I've just cut those corners off, all right? But so just a little tip for you there. Okay, so we are ready to get going. So the first thing we need to do is move these out of the way. And we're going to get on with our zip. Okay, so this is just a normal zip. So I think this is 25 centimetres. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 inches for you, okay, just so you know. And you can see that my zip is bigger than my bag.
Yes.
So this might be the case at home where you've got a zip, but you want it to be, you don't want it to be that big. Or if you're
making the bigger one, the zip will be too big.
For it. So you might need to adjust the zip itself. So we're going to be doing that, and we're also going to be giving this nice little bit of flash of colour. As you can see on our bag here, we've got our nice ends here with our little flash of lining of yellow. Yeah.
Oh.
Ta-da! It's a nice little detail.
Is that both ends? Is it both ends?
Oh. There you go.
There you go.
Right. There you go. So you got that nice flash of colour both ends.
Nice. That makes it just look that little bit more professional.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. It really does. Okay, so you're going to need some strips of fabric. So what I would do is, let me just grab that through, is just cut some 1-inch strips. So there's my 1-inch strip already cut.
Right.
And I've just cut them into 2 pieces, okay? So don't worry too much about the size, but as long as you've got 2 pieces, I just find this is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing, we're going to do the sew in one. So you're going to put the right sides together. So you can see I've got my plastic bit here.
Yes.
So I want to get rid of that, All right, so I'm going to put the fabric just the one side away from the plastic, and I'm going to repeat the process on the other side. So I'm sandwiching. I'm sandwiching.
You're both peckish, sandwiching.
Ooh, starving. Sandwiching. I'm just going to pop a pin in there for the minute, okay? Right. So with a 1 inch seam allowance, that's a rather big seam allowance, isn't it? Yeah. It's a 1 centimetre. Oh, sorry, quarter of an inch. Beg your pardon, my fault. Quarter of an inch seam allowance, which is 4/8. No, 2.
What, quarter of an inch?
Quarter of an inch. So what would that be in breakdown? I've completely lost my mind.
Quarter of an inch?
Yeah, quarter of an inch. 1 quarter, 2/8. That's the breakdown I was thinking. I'm thinking of the machine.
Oh, okay. Where's
2/8.
Going with that
Yeah,
I thought
sorry.
you were doing to centimetres. Like, what's you talking about?
No. So centimetres-wise, it's just shy of 1 centimetre. It's less than that. So it's almost the edge of the foot, actually. But on the machine, it doesn't say quarter of an inch. It goes in eighths. So it's 2/8. That's the one I was thinking of.
Right, okay.
Basic maths, Jen. Come on.
Come on, Jen.
I did say it wasn't my strong point. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick straight stitch. Hold on. Across that. So be careful. So if you've got a metal zip, you can't do this.
No.
It's only if it's the
plastic
coil ones, okay? So I've gone ahead and sewn that across. Okay, so what that does, if I just peel those back, it gives you a really nice clean finish on both sides, so you don't even see any stitching on that, okay? So what I want to do, we talked about bulk earlier. The reason why I wanted to go past that is because I want to get rid of that plastic.
Now, you've just cut through that zip using your cutting scissors from earlier. Is that all right?
Yeah, no, it should be fine.
Obviously, if it's a plastic zip, not if it's a metal zip.
No, obviously only if it's a plastic zip can you do that. And if you prefer to keep your if you have another pair of maybe craft scissors.
Well, we had yesterday, didn't we? We had household scissors sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that would be perfect. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now this is where we need to do some measuring. All right, so I'm sure I've got my pen somewhere. Where is it?
Just need to give you a stock update. Pen's got her red not giraffes, what's they? Zebras, but the red zebras have sold out now. The red zebras have sold out.
Okay, so this is where you can, excuse me, this is where you can play with how much of the hot pink you're going to want to see. Remember, we've got a quarter of an inch seam allowance on here. So you don't want to go too close because you want to be able to see the colour. So that's probably a good distance. Yeah. But you can see that my zip is trailing off, okay? So we need to replicate what we've got over here, over there.
Right.
So I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to place, so the idea is that you might want to get your pen.
Yeah.
Once you know where you need to go, make a little mark.
Yeah.
Because you need to get rid of the zip. You need to push it into there. Because if you cut the zip off, you ain't got a zip anymore. You've just broken it, all right? So make sure your zip is well away at the very end. Yes. But you know where you need to put your fabric because you've just made a mark with your pen. All right, so it's the same process again. So you bring in the teeth together, placing your fabric. So you're sandwiching your fabric again. This is where it's good to get your pins to hand.
Yeah.
There's one. Oh. And there's two. Okay, so the process is exactly the same. I'm going to sew across there.
Okay.
We're concentrating today, aren't we? We've gone very quiet.
Say that again?
We're concentrating today.
Yeah, I'll let you get on. I'll let you get on doing two chopped. Remember, the kit comes in two different colourways. The colourway here that Jennifer's using, which is the grey elephants on neck crew with the fuchsia lining, where you get the wadding, the lining, the thread, the two zips, and the interfacing. And, of course, it comes in the other colourway. Oh, sorry, I thought we were going to do colour. You said two colours. Sorry. Instructions are fantastic. Oh, there you go. There's the other one. Now, who took that picture? Who took that picture? I'll have to have words with them. Look, the zebras are diving off a diving board into the sea there.
I like that.
The instructions are fantastic. The whole kit for £27.45. You can make 3 big bags or a big bag and 2 little ones or whatever you want, whatever mixture you want to make. And then these instructions are fantastic.
Nice and clear, aren't they? Again,
Very.
I'm a visual person. It's all about the photographs for me, and you
Yes.
can clearly see what you need to do via the photographs, so it's always good.
OK, brilliant. Right, so, next.
OK. All right.
So you've now created a shorter zip just by doing those two coloured...
Just by doing a coloured tab.
Yeah.
So not only is it giving me a decorative thing, but if you have a zip that's too big, don't worry. As long as it's got your plastic teeth on there, you can cut through it.
Okay.
And it just makes a really nice finish, I think.
It's a brilliant finish, yeah.
Okay, so now we need to place that where we need to on the fabric. So don't worry that you've got excess fabric here because that's all going to trim off.
Do you know what? It's a brilliant way of doing it because, as you say, your bulk in your seam has gone to just 2 layers of fabric, whereas normally you'd have bits of zip and all sorts of things going through.
Bearing in mind we're going to have, you've got your wadding, your fabric, you've got your zip, you've got your 2 layers of fabric, plus another piece of your lining, and plus the interfacing. That's a lot of bulk in that area. So by doing this and getting rid of the zip, you're massively reducing it, as well as taking that corner off the wadding. You're just making it a little bit easier for yourself.
Brilliant.
All right. So now it's about inserting that zip. Okay. So I'm going to put the, you can see that my teeth are facing the right side of the fabric, and again, make sure your elephants are in the right direction, which they are. So I'm just going to pop a pin in this side, and there's a reason for that. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to quickly put that in place like so. And again, it's nice that I've already gone ahead and tacked in that wadding, so I don't have to worry about it. It's almost like I'm just dealing with a piece of fabric rather than multiple layers. Okay, so that's my zip done in here. So we're going to do it all in a oneer. Normally, I would do the zip first and then do the lining later, stick it in, and then, like you say, like hand whip it in or slip stitch it in. Whereas I'm going to do this all in one stitch. So now...
Can I ask why you put the pins in the bottom, or we're going to see that in a minute?
You're going to see that in a minute. No, it's a good question. It's good.
Before you go any further, I've got a bit of a stock update. There's only a metre of this left. There's a metre of that one left, and that's it.
That's so cute.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
That's a really fun fabric.
Right, please check out. That's all there is. If you've got it in your basket, you need to check out because you will miss out. Right.
Okay, so now we're making the sandwich. So we've got our right side's facing up, our zip is facing down, and we're going to be placing our lining fabric down as well. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a sandwich going on. So if I flip that over, can you see that my pins are already in place? That's why I did it that way. Okay. So now it's just about lining up your fabric. So again, you want to make sure here that I'm not seeing the lining. So I know that's lined up there and I know that's lined up there. And again, same here. Am I in the right position? And because I am, I can now just transfer my pins.
Straight through. Can I just tell you that elephant fabric that I just showed you, there's more of you, even though there's only 1 metre, there's more of you got than a metre in your basket. So, if everyone checked out now, 4 people will miss out. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry to be abrupt about it, but I just need you to know, check out if you definitely want it.
If you really, really want it, go now.
Anyways.
Okay, so that's that done, all right? So that's as simple as that. So now I just need to change my foot to a zipper foot. So let me just grab that.
Did you bring one with you? Oh, good. Oh.
I hope so. No, Amy!
Oh, dear.
I've got a foot, but it's not a zipper foot.
Right.
Okay, we're going to do it without.
All right.
Okay, so if you have a zipper foot at home, go grab it.
Yes.
If you haven't, don't panic. So this is how we're going to do it with this. So I've got my normal standard foot on. If you have a zipper foot, obviously change it over. It makes it easier. So I'm going to use the zigzag stitch, and I'm going to move... beg your pardon, not zigzag stitch.
No.
The width stitch, the adjustment on the machine. I'm going to bring it to my left because I'm sewing the zip on my left-hand side.
Right.
So I'm currently at 0. I'm just making sure that my needle won't clonk my foot, and it doesn't. So again, I'm just going to pull that.
Do you want the zipper foot? Because apparently it's in your trolley. Amy says it's in your trolley.
Oh, is it? It's my fault then, because I can't see it.
No, it's not.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
We've got gremlins again today. So I've moved my needle straight over, and I'm just using my standard foot, but I'm getting close to that because I've moved my needle across.
Right.
So now it's about butting...
That's not a zipper foot.
No. Ooh. Okay. So now I'm just doing a standard straight stitch. My normal standard foot is now butting up against the zip, which you can't see because it's in the multiple layers, but I can feel it with my finger. So it's all about feeling. Obviously, don't go too close because you don't actually want to sew your finger, obviously.
No, but we had this conversation yesterday.
This is why a zipper foot is handy. Okay, so now I'm just going there. Now I can feel that's where the head of my zip is. Okay, so this is where you need to get that move. So first thing I need to do is drop my needle down. So now I can lift my foot up. So I'm going to go in between the 2 layers, find my zip head, which is there. So there's my zip head. So now I'm going to just slide that across, okay? It's not going anywhere. It's all zipped in. Pins are keeping it in place, and more importantly, the needle is staying in position. So now I can drop that back down and just continue as normal.
Right.
Working my way down. So now we've got a clean straight because the zip is completely out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, stitch. Right, so that's that done.
It's a brilliant one to do if you're frightened of zips like I am. It's a really good one to do this, isn't it?
Well, it's a really nice way of doing it, and with a nice clean finish.
Yes.
I mean, I suppose it's not really for the faint-hearted, because you can't. Whereas before I would do the lining, the main fabric and the zip, and then do the lining separately. You're doing it all in one, so it can be a little bit daunting.
But just take your time doing it. Yeah.
Well, as I've just shown, it's simple. You just need to take your time. So there's that stitch done now. So if I open out, you can see that we've got our zip, and lining is now attached, physically attached.
Yes.
Okay. So that's that done. Okay, so you can go ahead and repeat on the other side, but while we're in this really nice position, I'm going to do the decorative top stitching now, but I'm going to need to get the iron out, if that's okay, my darling.
Just move everything out of the way.
Thank you.
I'll just do it. Which one? Oh, elephants overtaken the zebras. Oh, in the kit form, sorry.
So I'm just pressing with a nice hot iron my main fabric down.
Yeah.
And you can see that my lining at the moment is facing the wrong way.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the tip. Okay, so now, because I'm going to go with our top stitch, I'm actually going to take out my main fabric. So a little tip for you, try not to drag your top thread out. Always snip and pull through the correct way, as in through from the thread down to the needle. Okay. It's just something that I was shown, and it's a really good tip to keep your machine alive longer.
Oh, really?
Because obviously you've got your tension plates here, so if you're pulling the wrong way, then over time you're sucking up all the lint and dust into that area, so it's going to mess up your tension. So if you're constantly pulling in the one direction, it's always going to be a clean thread going through.
Because I've always just when I finish, just pulled it and pulled it out like that.
For speed, of course you would, but I think it's just a nice little tip there to just keep your machine alive for longer.
Sorry to leave you there.
That's all right.
There's only a metre of that left. There's only a metre of that left. That'll be gone soon. There's a panda suddenly appeared looking at us up there as well.
Oh, yeah, it's winking at us.
Yes.
We need to show them.
There's a panda face on the camera. And it's not Michael.
Okay.
Not Timothy, sorry. They've swapped places again. They kept throwing me in the middle of the show. Right, so now you're putting the top stitching of the...
So I've changed my colour to give me a bit of decoration. Right. But I've kept the bobbin the same because you're not going to see it.
No.
Okay. But what's interesting about this one, because, again, just coming back to my main one here, you can see I've got some really lovely decorative stitching on the outside with that wonderful yellow top stitch. Yeah. But if you go on the inside, it's a clean finish. So how I've achieved that is by spraying out what would be my lining and my main fabric. Yes. Okay, so again, I'm not pinned because, again, my pressing is my pin. It's done all the hard work for me. I'm sticking that under the machine. Again, I'm just going to move my zip out of the way a little bit. And again, depending on how good you are at your top stitching, use your machine. So I'm butting up the edge of my foot here with the very edge of our elephant fabric. Yeah. Okay, so I'm using that as my guide. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm leaving it in the zipper position, so I've not changed the 0.0 on the machine. That's staying exactly as it was before. And I'm just going to glide down using just a standard straight stitch, but you could go with a decorative stitch if you wanted to.
How close to the edge are you? About a quarter an inch in, are you?
I reckon so, less than that. So again, same process here as we did with our zip earlier. So foot, needle down, foot up. You can slide your zipper past. To be fair, I think you could get past it without having to move it. But if you're doing...
it's good to get into practice of doing that.
Absolutely, and more importantly, the last thing I want, because I've changed my thread, I can clearly see, you don't want to bump in the road. Yes. You want it nice and straight. So move the zip whether you think you need to or not. And continue down the length of your zip. Ta-da. Oh. Got like a year's worth of threads in our little cutter.
Yeah.
Move that away.
This poor old machine, she's day in, day out.
There you go. So there we have it. There's our top stitch on that one. So now you can move that back. That bit's done now. So you just need to repeat the process now with your other side.
Okay, then. Right, and while you do that...
Okay, my darling.
I'm going to go and look at some fabrics. Is that all right?
Fabulous fabrics.
I'll be back in a moment. Go nowhere. Right, what would you like to start with? Blue zebra, most popular of what's left, apart from the sellouts. Yes, exactly. I love this fabric. Right, this is obviously a metre that I'm showing. Oh, actually, oh, it looks quite wide, actually. Oh, look how wide it is. 150 centimetres, 60 inches wide. Look at this. 100% cotton, machine washable. Now, this is the blue zebra. That's lovely, isn't it? Well, that is a gorgeous colour. Love that. So that's at £3.55 for half metre. Oh, look at it. It's lovely. It's shirt weight. It's like a shirt weight fabric or a blouse weight fabric.
I'm surprised you've not made a shirt out of it yet.
Well, I haven't seen it till this morning. It's really nice. I saw the red zebra the other day and loved it, and we thought it had sold out, but there were like 6 metres left, obviously, which have all gone now. Which colour next? Grey is the next most popular. Just do the zebras first, and then I'll go through the elephants and the... Now, this is little Paul's favourite one, this is. But please, don't let that put you off. It's very elegant and classy. I can imagine in his bachelor pad where he's got, he has all that black wood furniture with red trimming and things like that. Oh, I've lost them from upstairs. Have you lost them as well? I've got nobody upstairs. £3.55 for half metre. Oh, they're back now. I can hear you now. What are we saying, little Paul? Yeah, you've got your black pleather sofa, haven't you? It's got a black sofa with red trim. You got it from that advert, where they have a sale on all year round. That place, yeah. Right, so that's the grey. See, I told you, you've got a red pleather sofa and a black pleather sofa. And then green. I love the green. That's the most beautiful, it looks like a kiwi green from there, doesn't it? A grass green. It's a beautiful, very, very rich, expensive-looking green, that one. I just think these are fabulous. Really, really. Do you know what these would look nice? Is if you can make, I don't know how to make blinds. Maybe we should do a blind making show. These would be lovely in blind fabric. Be lovely, wouldn't it? For what? What are you saying now, little one? And then this one, last but not least. Now, this is they call this yellow, but it's a really rich mustard colour. This is obviously a metre, and you're paying £3.55 for half a metre. Just wondering now, hang on. I don't know which colour. Yeah. The blue's gorgeous. Yeah. Do you know what I should do? I should make one that's got green sleeves. Da, 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 da. I didn't mean that at all. No, not line it, but have the collar and the cuffs in one colour, the shirt in another colour, the sleeves in another. No, you said the lining. That's got nothing to... Oh, little Paul, he's got to learn all the techniques. Anyway. Oh, apparently I'm in trouble. That's the second time I've shown him up on air today. And third. Not these counted. Yes. He said, shut up, you. Don't worry, he sent it to a customer yesterday. Patricia sent a message in. He just went, oh, shut up, Patricia. And I told her. That's 4 and 5 now. And Barbara's watching as well. Which one would you like to do first? Yes, so choose which one you want. Ecru elephants on grey. Now, look, these elephants are lovely because there's a few different ones in there. We didn't check to see if there were a few different zebras, did we? But in the elephants, there's definitely... Oh, the zebras are all the same, but the elephants have got... There's one with a thick ear and one with a trunk sticking up. £3.55 half metre, that's lovely. Now, I think if you got that one and that one together, I think they look... Now, this one, the grey elephants... No, on ecru is the most popular. So I'll just show you that one. Lovely, isn't it? Now this isn't 60 wide, this is 44 wide, this one, just so you know. 100% cotton. That's lovely, isn't it? That was my elephant noise. You know Paul, that you know from the sewing bee, he collects elephants. Not real ones. Not real ones. Not joke ones. What am I talking about? Ornament ones. Ornament ones. Now, this is nice. This is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Striking. Navy blue elephants on an ecru background. That's lovely, isn't it? Now, what I like from a distance, you can see they're not quite... They're like a herd, you see. They're all walking. Do you see what I mean? They're not exact... Oh, you can't see it close to, but from a distance, you see. Look, you can see there's different gaps between them and everything. That's what I like about it. Anyway, sorry, it's affecting your eyeball. Have a look at it close to you. Let me fold it up like that. You can have a look at it close to. £3.55 for half a metre. They're beautiful, aren't they? Right, okay, now 4 linears I've got for you, which are brand new today. 4 linears. Sunshine first. This is the most popular of them. Now, this is the one that you've used as the lining, isn't it? In the blue one. That's nice, the blue zebra. That is a beautiful colour, isn't it? That's Sunshine. Beautiful colour. It's nice. Now, that's a print on the top. It's not a texture. It's a print on the top. It's 100% cotton. Linear texture, it's called. £4.95 for half a metre. Next one is green. Oh, this is a lovely, rich leaf green, that one, isn't it? Oh, as little Paul would say if he was here, it's unbelievable. Look. What kind of leaves, Paul? I've never heard of those. £4.95. He's not speaking to me now. That's good. A producer not speaking to the presenter, isn't it? What colour does everybody think Paul will want next? Indigo. Okay. Grey. Indigo. It's not grey, it's ebony anyway. Little boy went, this one's... And that doesn't work. It's indigo and it's definitely going to go. That's a bit like Bahia Emerald, Bahia Mia. Didn't work, did it? Anyway. This is the indigo. Nice. Right, last but not least, ebony. This is like a really lovely... I'd call it elephant myself, this one. I'd call that elephant grey. That's definitely elephant grey, isn't it, that one? £4.95 for half a metre. Beautiful. Right, off we go. Got 2 bundles to show you. The one that Jenniffer... Which one are you showing first? The zebra first, which is the bundle for this. You get half a metre of each of the fabrics. You get 2 threads. You get the wadding. You get loads for £27. 2 zips. You can get the interfacing and the instructions. You can get 3 big bags out of that fabric. And then the one we're making here, which is the grey elephants on the ecru background with a lovely fuchsia pink lining. Most popular one out of the 2. Isn't that funny? I thought the zebra one would have beaten the elephant one, but the elephant one's winning. Okay, I can hear stitching. Right, Jenniffer, what have you done while I've not been here?
Okay, so I've just making my little tab. So on our little sample here, we've got a nice little bit to hold on to.
This one here.
That's right. So I'm just making my little tabby bit.
Ooh. There you go.
Oh, makes it a bit more professional, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Again, it's just those little touches make a professional finish. So to create that loop, all you're doing is getting a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
And you're folding it into 4. So there's 1, 2.
Hang on, we're just waiting to come through.
1, 2, wait for you.
Oh, singing now. There you go.
Okay, so it's a piece of fabric.
Yeah.
So again, the size of your bit could be as big or as small as you like.
Yes.
So it's folding in to the centre, like so, and then folding it in again to create a mock rouleau.
Yeah.
And then all I've done is done a little bit of top stitching just to secure it in place.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. So once you've got that, you can cut that. So before you sew your pouch together, you might want to pop that in.
Oh, okay.
All right?
So that's all included in the seam.
It's all included, yeah. And again, all the instructions are in the
instructions,
pack.
yeah.
All the instructions are in the instructions.
Yeah. So they normally are, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously, just remember that this is our main fabric, and this is our lining fabric. So wherever you're going to place this, make sure you're placing it on the one side. So if you do it in your lining, you're going to see it. Or if it's going to be like, because obviously we were discussing having a little hand pouch, weren't we? A little handbag. If you put it on the inside, you can attach your keys to that loop.
Oh, yes.
So maybe that's a design feature.
Yes.
Either way, you're popping your loop into that section. So I'm just going to pop it in there. And again, just pop a pin. Okay.
Christine's, has she messaged in or she emailed in? Oh, the email from Christine.
Yes.
Loving the fabrics. Yes, the greens would make a lovely shirt. And loving Jenniffer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, so just recap. I'm just going to open this up so you can see what we're doing. So if I take that pin out.
Yes, if you would.
And that pin out as well. Okay, so just to recap, here is our zip in that section there.
Yeah.
Okay. There's our zip. So all I've done is opened it out. So this is my main fabric side, and this is the lining fabric side.
Yes.
So you open it out like a book. Your zip should be in the spine of that book, okay? So the trick here, if I can bring you in really close, and it is really close, that what you want to try and achieve in this area here, can you see where my two bits of main fabric are there?
Yeah.
You want to make sure that they're lining up and flat. So if I squeeze it, can you see that now?
Right.
And then you've got you remember the tape that we did at the end of our zip? That's that U there, that U section there, that's that as well. So try and make sure that's all flat.
Right.
What you don't want to do is just squeeze it together, because then you won't get a nice clean finish. So you want to make sure that your main fabric is lining up, and then you've got your U section there, and obviously I've popped a pin to keep it all in place. But you want that clean finish in that zip area. Yeah. Okay, that's the biggie. If you don't get that right, then you're not going to have a nice clean finish. Okay. So again, just popping some pins into the corners, making sure that we're all lining up.
If you are new to it and a beginner, would you tack it and then turn it through to make sure that it looked nice? I know you wouldn't, but if you were a beginner and you just started...
yes, you could. You could hand sew it if you wanted to first, but then... if you're only hand sewing, sometimes it depends on how big your stitch is. So something like this, stitch wouldn't be good enough. Like that stitch is too big. Yeah. So if you wanted to try, if you like, then what I would suggest doing is you'd still machine sew it, but go on your longest stitch length. Oh, yes,
a machine tack.
Machine tacking. Yeah. Because then, rather than picking it out and then having to do it all again, if it's good, it's good to go.
Yes, you can machine over it.
You can just machine over it, okay. So... what we're going to do now, we're going to start in our lining section. So I'm just draw a little pin there. So we're going to start over here, sew all the way along, across the zip, straight over, across the zip, come back, and we're going to finish here.
So we've got a bagging out
section. So we've got a section. Right. All right, but we're going to sew the whole thing. Yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And again, your seam allowance remains the same, which was 1/4 inch. Okay. So when you're doing this, again, please remember to do your back start and stop. Reverse stitching even, because we are bagging out. We don't want to lose our stitches. Let's move our pins out of the way. Oh, I do like that magnetic.
Oh yes, we love the magnetic.
I do need
I'll show you that in a
invest
second.
in
The
one of
magnetic
those.
pin cushion.
I think my husband would like it if I invested in one of those.
What, to keep his paper clips in?
No, just to stop him from treading on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Janice says that's why she's got hers.
Okay, I'm just moving the pin out of the way. So I don't like to sew over my zips, I'm afraid, over my pins. So always remove your pins, and again, be kind to your machine; it'll last you ages.
Exactly.
So again, I'm coming into the corner. So I drop the needle in and lift the foot before I rotate, so it doesn't come out at any point. And again, because I've done that little stitching, tacking stitch, just makes it a lot easier when you come to the machine with that wadding.
Oh. Clunk.
Clunk. The zip was a little bit longer than I thought it was.
But it's a plastic zip, so it doesn't matter. Oh, did you say zip or pin?
Pin.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now I'm going over my little tab.
Oh, yes.
So I'm actually going to do a little reverse stitch over that.
Not that it'll ever have any major, but it's good to go over it.
It's always good, especially if you're going to do the internal one, which you talked about, and popping your zip on. So just give it a quick once over. I mean, it was a 2-second job, so it's not like we're losing any time in doing that. No. Okay, coming towards the end. And now we are on our home straight, little zigzag stitch, and we're done. Cool. Right then, so we are all stitched in place now, so I'm going to take those pins out of the way. And again, before we go any further, I'm just going to do some clipping in the corners.
Righty-ho.
Because the reason why I'm doing this is because you've got two options here. And I'll show you what I mean now, because I'm excited, I want to show you now.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got our zip. I opened it beforehand so I can get my hands in and out.
Yep.
So when you're turning it
through.
It's like Christmas. Okay. So you've got two options with this. So you can have a based bottom, which is what I'm going to show you next. But if you just want a very simple bag, if you just clip your corners, obviously you'd need your pokey tool. You need
Got him, Derek the Dobber.
Thanks.
Other dobbers are available, but not as good as Derek.
Derek the Dobber. You could just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because that could be like a little money purse.
Yeah.
Well, like you're saying, if you're going out.
So you can put that inside that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can leave it flat like that. But if you want to create the base, I can show you that in a second.
Okay.
But the reason why I clip the corners is because I wanted to show you that version first.
Brilliant.
All right. But look at that pink just flashing either side of the zip. It looks so good, doesn't it?
And just open it up. Let's have a look at the inside.
Oh. Ta-da.
Oh, no, you didn't say it was going to make that noise.
What was the noise?
Woo!
Ooh.
Anyway, look, now, we're going to show you how to box corners. How many minutes have I got left, Michael?
Have we got time to do box corners?
8 minutes we've got left.
Can we do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it quick.
While you do that, would you overcoat it by any chance?
Oh, gosh. That's the magic word.
Overcoat. It's like a covering that you put on fabric to make it like oilskin fabric, like a waterproof fabric, showerproof fabric. Now, you always do your fabric first, don't you, before you make the bag?
Yes, I just think it's a lot easier. I think you get a cleaner finish, and also you're working. You can work it into the fabric more. Yeah. Whereas when it's like this, you're fighting with it. Whereas if it's just a piece of fabric, I've got some here. This from the previous show. But when you're working it, you're able to get into the fibres more easily, and you're only dealing with the one layer. Whereas if you're doing it with the back, do you see what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be more complicated. Then obviously the corners, you might miss the corners. Whereas if you do the whole fabric, obviously cut. If you're going to do that, what I would suggest you do, let's say your piece of material is 10 by 10, cut it 11 by 11 to give yourself a little bit more than you need, overcoat it, and then when it's dry and fixed, then cut your pattern out. Okay. And then you'll know that your corners of everything's going to be as well as waterproofed as possible. Whereas if you're going to apply it once it's made in this three-dimensional form, you might start missing the corners and all that jazz. Yeah. So I would do it beforehand.
You can do it afterwards, but as Jenniffer just said, it's better to do it beforehand.
I think
brilliant.
So.
It's absolutely brilliant. The other thing is some people don't want the outside odor-coated. They just want the lining odor-coated. Yeah, so you can just odor-coat the fabric for the lining. Anyway, let's get on with your box bottom.
But even then saying that, I mean, the finish on it is great, don't you think? It's not got a... It's not globulous.
It's
not hard, it doesn't make it crispy either.
No.
It has got a really nice finish to it. Okay, excuse me. The box pulley. So I've just turned it back inside out, so where we finished off. You don't need to worry about clipping the corners if you're going to do the box, all right? But what you do need to do is pull your lining away from each other, so you're creating like triangles. Yeah. Okay. Now, I would suggest clipping the corners because it just makes this part easier. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure that one is facing one way, so I'm going to face that way, and then this one face the other way. So because you've clipped, it gives you a nice pointed corner in the end, and then what you need to do is feel the two seams, and you'll know, well, at home you'll know what I mean, because what you're going to do is you want them to butt up, okay, and they will do that naturally because of the two layers of fabric. So once you've got those butted up, you can stick a pin into the two seams, just making sure, that's in the seam there and that's in the seam there. Yeah. And then the next step here is making sure that you've got no puckers in these areas whatsoever. You want to make sure that they're nice and flat. So if you've got an iron to hand, you can press it in beforehand, but I've done it with my fingers nice and easily. Yeah. So
and
now,
the interfacing's helping on that one as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And so now it's about sewing across. You're sewing across that triangle to give you your base bottom. So again, in the instructions, I think it's something like 2 inches from the point down. But you can make this any size you want. The bigger the bottom, the higher you'd go up your bag, all right, because then it would be the wider the base. So you can
you can fluctuate on that, but as long as you're sewing across and these are nice and flat, you're going to get that nice clean finish.
Yes.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, and you do that in all four corners, don't you?
All four corners, yeah. But make sure whatever you're going to do, let's say you're going to do a 1 inch, make sure you do 1 inch on all of the corners.
Of course,
don't do
yes.
1 inch and 1.5 on others.
Penny says she's very glad she got in early from shopping to get the zebra and elephant fabric. She's recorded the earlier show, so good afternoon viewing for this afternoon.
Ah,
Lots of love, Penny.
lovely.
That's nice, isn't it?
I hope our lady's feeling a little bit better today.
Is there a big Paul? No.
Is that what you said?
Well, it's called Little Paul because we had where we worked before. We had a Little Chris, and he was smaller than Little Chris, so he became Little Paul. So no, there's no Big Paul, I'm afraid.
Okay, so there's my T section. So now once you've sewn that, you can clip it off.
Yeah.
So this is why, for me, just clipping that corner just makes that process easier, but it's not essential because you're going to get rid of it. So once you've done that, I'm not going to do all of them because you get the gist. If I just turn that through, you can see you've got that nice bottom now.
Yes, thank you. Oh, you mean on the bag?
And you have a nice bottom too.
It's only 10 to 11 in the morning.
So it gives you that nice clean bottom, all right?
Yeah.
But you can see, because I've butted those two edges, you can see that those seams are matching on there. That's the trick.
So you've done it in the lining, and you'll do it in the main
I'll
fabric
do it
as
on
well.
This corner, that corner, that corner, and that corner, making sure they're all consistent with the same measurement, and then you just sew it through. Then all you need to do is then, exactly the same process.
Could you just do the other? You've done that corner in the lining. Could you do the corner in the main so we can push yours through and just have a look what it looks like?
Okay, so the process is exactly the same. So again, I'm just working through. Just checking. Okay, so this is a good one. So because I've done that corner already, and you can see that my seam is placing to the right, in case my right but be your left.
Yeah.
Make sure this is, again, facing the same direction as that one. So it's going to be to the right, in my case. And then this is to the left. And again, you're still moving the seam. So you'll feel when it snaps into place. That's the... It's not, if it could make a sound, I wish it could, but it doesn't. So you have to feel for it instead. Pop your pins in, go across. So now I'm going to do the same again. So I used a 2 centimetre seam allowance on this. So little reverse stitch over the seam, little reverse stitch. Take the pin out, do a little clipping. Okay, so now we're ready for the bag. So if I push this through, like a pillowcase.
Also, I love the fact that there's a tiny bit of wadding in it.
Yeah.
Because when I first saw this project, I thought, why have they put wadding in it? But actually,
no, it makes the difference.
It just gives it that lovely...
Plush
it's not padded, but it's that lovely kind of, like you say, plush, isn't it?
It's got plush feel to it. It's really nice because it's only a 2-ounce wadding as well, so it's not a thick wadding at all.
There's the one that Jenniffer's making there, the wadding, and you get lots of it. You'll have loads left over.
So there you go. So there's our pointed corner there. So we've got our box bottom there.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want to see. That just looks lovely, doesn't it?
And then you've got that in the bottom there. Da-da-da.
That is fantastic. Thank you ever so much.
You're welcome. So all you need to do now is there's obviously a hole in the bottom of your bag. So you just need to do, I think you just played the slip stitch tutorial actually, or the ladder stitch tutorial before. Yes. So that's been on before our show. So if you just rewind, play back that, you'll be able to know how to do it together.
When are you back?
Next week. I think it's a Tuesday. But I'll let you know.
All right then. She'll let you know. Thank you ever so much
You're
indeed.
welcome.
I'm going off to do fabrics now. See you later. Oh, excellent. Right, so which order would you like to do these in? Blue. The blue zebra is the most popular of all the zebra fabrics. The price is brilliant. It's a brand new fabric today, right? First time we've shown it. More than half the stock's gone. If you've got it in your basket, you do need to check out because, well, as you know, it'll sell out. And as things repeat during the day, more people put it in your basket. More people will come in and get this. So please, 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 if you've got that in your basket and you want it, make sure you check out. £3.55 for half a metre. So that's the blue zebra. Then the next one after the blue zebra, the grey zebra is coming up next. The grey zebra. Now, this is very monochrome, this one. Amy, could you leave me those rose gold scissors in my trolley, please? Thank you. This is nice. Look, this looks very, very expensive, doesn't it? Zebra cotton print fabric on grey background. £3.55 for half a metre. Yes, I was about to say that. I'm just going to hold it up like this because they're not in a straight line if you look. No, they're just on the, look there. Like, you can imagine them, when you watch those, like, David Attenborough programmes, you see hundreds of them all running to the water. Not the pop group, the place where they drink water. They're lovely, aren't they? That's a beautiful. And the green, le vert. I love this one. Oh, do you know what? I haven't got many green shirts, but you know what? Why that is because when I first started, we had to do green screen lots of the time, and you couldn't wear any shirts with green in. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, in those days, they'd have had to superimpose the zebras on me. Now you could just put them straight on my shirt. £3.55 for half metre. You see, you could do all sorts of things with this fabric, couldn't you? Really, really all sorts of things with this fabric. I just love it. That'd look lovely in a conservatory, something in a conservatory, wouldn't it? Or, somebody said the other day, they'd make nice lounging pants on them, you know, like kind of pyjama bottoms. That'd be nice. Because once you've washed it, that fabric would be beautiful. And then the yellow, which isn't yellow, it's a kind of mustard. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Do what? It's what? It's mustard, it's not yellow. It's not what you'd call, because yellow is more of a pure yellow. This has got a little bit of orange, twinged in, not twinged, what's the word I'm looking for? Looks more yellow on your telly than it does in real life. It's definitely a mustard yellow. It's not a bright yellow. Sand. It looks like a sand. Oh, we're going on to the linears now. Okay, so I'll come to the elephants in a minute. We're doing... Right, okay. Look at this. This is lovely. This is lovely. This is bright. Have a look. This is sunshine. Sunshine, I'd say it was kind of, no, sunshine. It's not a bright, pure yellow. That one too has the orangey mustard tone to it as well. It's lovely though, very, very rich, gorgeous colour. So that's that one. Then we also have the indigo. It's a what? It could be like a caramelly, you know, like, what's that lovely pudding that has the heart? Creme brulee. I'll do this the right way. Come on, John, one job. This is nice indigo. There's no T on it. It's 2 E's. £4.95 for half metre. £4.95. That's indigo. That's lovely. That and that would look gorgeous together, wouldn't it? Green. It's like a lovely leaf green, this one. That's the green. Beautiful, isn't it? And then this one here is the ebony. They look lovely together as well, don't they? That's the green and the ebony together there. I'm looking at the screen over there, do apologise. Okay, have we done the ebony graphics? There you go. And then last but not least, we've got 3 elephant fabrics here. Okay, we've got ecru elephants on grey. Cute, isn't it? £3.55 for half a metre. We've then got navy elephants on ecru. Nice, aren't they? Just waiting for the graphics, we'll be all right. £3.55 for half a metre. And last but not least, we've got grey elephants on ecru. Loads of you got these all in your baskets you do need to check out. You do need to check out. There's the last one. Grey elephants on ecru. Right, don't go anywhere because Victoria Peat is up after the break doing a well, it's all sorts. It's all sorts. It's a masterclass in all sorts of things. It's applique, reverse applique, templates, sewing, everything. Just see you back here in 3 minutes from now.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. This month, Love Patchwork and Quilting magazine are celebrating their 50th issue. and we're marking the occasion with a quilting extravaganza. Join us on Wednesday the 19th of July for a morning of shows dedicated to all things quilting. The Love Patchwork and Quilting team will be taking over the studio to showcase some exciting projects, must-have tools, fabulous fabrics and top tips. With special guests such as Lucy Brennan and an incredible half-price Love Patchwork and Quilting subscription offer, this quilting special is a real must-watch. So whether you're looking to expand your mind or just your fabric stash, tune in on Wednesday the 19th of July from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, only on Sewing Quarter Freeview Channel 78. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @SewingQuarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air. Christmas is coming early to Sewing Quarter Studio, and we're eagerly awaiting the arrival of a very special visitor. As part of our Christmas in July series, Mandy Shaw will join us on Saturday the 22nd of July for 2 fun-filled shows packed with project ideas. Among Mandy's seasonal delights is this adorable reindeer decoration, as well as a festive mouse trio. What's more, if you visit our Facebook page after the shows, you can catch a live Q&A with John and Mandy at 12:30 p.m. Mandy will answer your questions and give us the lowdown on her forthcoming workshop at the Festival of Quilts. So join us for Mandy's Retro Christmas on Saturday the 22nd of July, 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
There are 3 days till Christmas and Jess is cooking up a treat, a gorgeous stocking, and we don't mean one for your feet. Join us for Christmas in July, July the 21st to the 25th. How cute is this? This is reverse applique. Victoria's back to show us how to do it and how to use templates and all. Well, do you know what? I'm not even going to explain. Just watch the whole show because there's so much going on. It's fantastic. But I've got a few things to show you. I've got this, first of all, which is a kit they've put together for you. But it's not, there's no fabric involved. It's just kind of like a useful pieces to have in your workroom, really. Hang on, I just do it. Right, so in the kit you get a 14-inch cushion pad, you get some Bonder web, you get one of the mechanical pencils, pink, oh, this one's got a yellow one in it. Is it definitely a pink one you get? We'll check. Then you get the interfacing, and you get the set of diamond templates. We'll check about what colour pen you get. See, all of that for £34.45. I'll go through all the templates. I've got loads of templates this hour to show you, but let me just open the bag for you. Oh, I can't. That one's not been opened. I can't open that one. Yeah, I can't get in it. It needs snipping with scissors, that one. So that's the kit, but I'll be going through the templates with you later on in the show because Victoria's used those on that cushion. Right, then we'll move on to some fabrics that I've got in this one. This is brand new. This is brand spanking new. And I'm going to open it and show you inside. It's an Amy Butler. Oh, I haven't got my glasses here. What's it called? Soulmate. This is lovely. Look, I'll go to Victoria in a second, but I just want to show you all these beautiful. Oh, these are lovely. Now, I've not seen any of these before. Some patterns oh, that's nice. Some patterns you get one piece with, some patterns you get 2 pieces with. These are nice. These ones you just saw on that cushion a minute ago that Victoria's made for us. Oh, I love these. Now, these might make your telly go a little bit funny because they're like very little. They might strobe it a little bit. Aren't they lovely? Look at all these. As I say, some patterns you get 1 and some patterns you get 2. How many did you get in here? Oh, hang on, let me just have a look. I'll have to read it in a minute because I can't read it without... 42! Thank you. 42 pieces you get in here. Aren't they lovely? Oh, I love these. These are all new to me. I've not seen any of these before. That's nice. I like that pink one there. Oh, that's like my nan, that one. That one reminds me of my nan. This one's very William Morris, that one there. Then another ditzy one here. Oh, they're beautiful. They're very much... I tell you, you'd like these. Joy would like these because they're those very traditional colours, but with then like a modern twist to them, aren't they? Oh, they're lovely. £17.95. £17.95 with all those gorgeous... They're lovely, aren't they? It's the Amy Butler Soulmate Charm Pack. Oh, now look, someone's taken a different picture there. Obviously, you get more than that in it. That's only showing 12 of them. Obviously, you get more than 12 in the pack. £12.95. Look at them. Don't they look gorgeous together? Right, OK, so that's that charm pack. I've also got 3 other charm packs to show you. I've got this one here. Joel Dewberry. Now, remember, the charm packs are 5-inch squares. Again, lovely. You've seen these fabrics, all the hexagons and the crystal and everything like that. £19.95. You get 42 pieces in there. 42 gorgeous pieces. Now, I'll open that up later for you if you want me to. So that's that one. I've also got some Kaif in the 5-inch square. This is Sunshine in the 5-inch square. You saw the Sunshine fabrics earlier. And now, yeah, obviously, these are the same fabrics that were in the... Remember the fat quarter bundle we had for £149? If that was out of your price range or you don't want to spend that much on that, then you get the same fabrics in here, but in a charm pack for £20.95. And then last but not least, now, I know this is a layer cake, but they call it a charm pack, so we have to call it charm pack. These, we've got these back in. This is shade, right? The first time Paul and I showed you this, it sold out. It sold out. We had to get more back in. And then the second time we showed it, it sold and sold and sold. So we've got more of these in now. This is brilliant because you get 42 10-inch squares, right? So the equivalent you're getting, just get this, you get 4 of those in one sheet. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those at 42 pieces, £49.95. That's absolutely brilliant. And then very quickly, before I go over to see Victoria, I've got some plain fabrics here. Really lovely colours in here. Now, there's the antique pink, which is the one that Victoria's used. These are our Spectrum Solid fabrics. There you go. Vintage pink, £3.25 for half a metre. I'll go through them very quickly. We can go through them again in a minute. I've then got... This is nice. Is this dark jade or deep jade, this one? Oh, it's the same colour as the graphics, look. That's jade. That's jade, definitely jade. This is vintage blue. Oh, hang on. That's vintage blue. That's vintage blue. And then the jade, which you just saw, sorry. There's the jade. We will get to Victoria, I promise. I only got 3 more to show you, and then we're going over. Right? Have we done the graphics for that one? Oh, there you go. There it goes. I've got 3. Got 3. What colour have you got next? Maize. This is this one. There's some lovely yellows today, actually. Well, this goes nice with Victoria's cardigan, actually, this one. £3.25 for half a metre. Then I've got Ocean. This is the one that Victoria's going to be using now in one of her demonstrations. And then I won't, this one here, I'm not going to flash this one close to the camera. It's optical white. Bright, 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 bright white. If I show it on the telly, it's very glary, glary like that. £3.25 for half a metre. Right, come on then. Right, we're back. This is lovely. This is beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
Is reverse applique, because I love applique, is
Yes.
reverse applique difficult?
No, it's not difficult, but you need the right tools for the job.
Okay. Right, I'll let you get on, because I've talked for way too much in this hour already.
Take a
I'll
breath.
let you take over
Take a breath. So today what I thought I would do is I'll show you some reverse applique and some standard applique, just a couple of different techniques. Have a look at a couple of different tools. So we've got the duck-billed scissors that we'll have a look at, and of course the templates that you spoke about a minute ago.
Yes.
I was given the pentagons and the diamonds.
Right, the diamonds ones that come in that kit anyway, so we can show those.
So the diamonds you get, I think it's 8 in a kit. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
And I've used 2 different sizes of those in order to make this cushion.
Right, let's bring that cushion in there, Tim.
So this is using reverse applique, and I've used 2 different sizes of the diamonds. One for cutting and one for sewing.
I was going to say, there's not 2 sizes on there.
Tricky.
Okay.
Useful as a guide for cutting and for sewing.
Because these are also good for other things, not just applique, is it?
Yes, absolutely. So we'll look at that. I've used the pentagons. I've used also with reverse applique, but this is a layered reverse
I
applique.
don't understand how this works.
So this is almost like layer upon layer upon layer, but backwards.
Right.
So this is cutting holes. So this is a different version using the pentagons as well. This is a standard applique, which is on top of each other.
So this one, you'd start off with your square of pink.
Yep.
You'd cut a bigger, so you cut the biggest one first.
Yes, in standard applique, you would attach the lighter blue, then the darker blue, and then the pink.
On top of each other,
on top of each other.
I understand that completely.
This is done the same order, but in reverse. So we'll do this one first, and then...
Are you going to show us how to do that?
So I'll show you how to do that one as well. That's fine. And then also, I've got here a different way of doing applique. Doing applique, but using the templates as well to make a tumbling blocks kind of effect, but without actually hand stitching. Yeah. So I'll just show you how that works as well.
Excellent.
So shall we start off with a bit of reverse applique with the diamonds on the cushion?
Yes,
and I have a prepared cushion front.
Okay,
now, all the pre-prepared samples I did with this pack here, which is the new packet. Yeah. But the ones that I'm demonstrating with on the show, I'm using the Joel Dewberry ones, just to keep it clear.
Excellent.
Now, I've drawn on here, I've used the Clover marking pencil. Not Clover, Line pencil, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to show up.
Oh,
yes,
it does
show up quite well,
because
I've done it on paper as well. But what
you can show us the paper as well. Just show us the paper as well, so you can see the pattern that you're working from. So you use the templates to draw the diamonds.
Yes, so I used a quilting ruler, and you've got to imagine that this is a square piece of paper.
Yes, of course.
And I marked the halfway points and drew a cross in the middle. And then I've marked the first diamond, and I've taken that off the little...
You manage.
Which way it goes.
It's got the best little keyring, but I got really flummoxed by it one time. It gets working now.
We're on the way. So I've used the diamond that has got a 2-inch side to it. Each of them give you measurements along the side as to how big they are. So this one here is the 2-inch.
Can I just put some colour behind it, see if it
or
works
the
better?
colour on here.
Oh, yes, that's better.
Does that work better? Yeah.
There you go. So it's a 2-inch finish because it's got the 1/4-inch seam allowance all the way around it. And what I love is they've got those dots, not this big one here, but the 4 dots there are your exact points of where your seam allowance is. So if you're stitching them in a patchwork, you've got exactly where you're stitching them.
It gives you that perfect guide. So I did the vertical line first, and I placed the point of the template 1/2 inch from that centre point.
Right.
And I drew this one, and then I drew this one.
Right.
And then from this horizontal line, I used my quilting ruler to mark on the angles. These are 30-degree angles.
Oh, okay.
So I've used the line on the quilting ruler, and this is not my ruler, so excuse me if I'm fumbling a little bit. On mine. You know when you're not using your own tools, it doesn't make sense.
No.
But what I've done
just
is
explain
I found,
what you're trying to do.
here we go. There it is. So I've got the 30-degree angle on the quilting ruler against the line that I've drawn, the horizontal line.
The horizontal line, yes.
So I've drawn this line up here.
Yes.
And then I've marked 1/2 inch from the centre point.
Oh, okay.
So then you've got this line. You can place that on top.
Place your template on it,
and trace around, and then you repeat that for all 4 quadrants.
So all the lines you've drawn are the central lines of the diamonds.
Of those diamonds. So that gives you a nice even spacing for your finished cushion.
Yes.
So I've done that on here.
Brilliant.
I have.
So you've used the pencil that came in the kit, the mechanical pencil that came in the kit to draw all those up.
To draw those lines in place.
Brilliant. So far, we've used the templates from the kit and we've used the pencil from the kit.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I have interfaced the back of the main fabric.
Which comes in the kit.
Is it in the kit?
Yep.
Good stuff. Okay, and then what I've done is I've then used a bigger diamond to use for cutting.
Right.
Because when you're doing reverse applique, the fabric that you're reverse appliquing has to be bigger than the space that you're stitching.
Because on normal applique, no, you're doing normal applique, Paul. On normal applique, you have the piece exactly the right size that you wanted.
Yes.
But because so on this, if you only wanted a 2-inch finished, you'd cut the 1/4-inch seam allowance off, wouldn't you? So this would be 2. But that one there, the one behind, you need it bigger. So
you need it bigger to sit underneath. So if I and you can mark and cut with scissors, or you can just cut with your rotary cutter. And I've interfaced the piece that's going behind as well.
Right, now, in the kit that I was showing you earlier, you do get the diamond templates. But if you want to buy the diamond templates separately on their own, there are only 10 of them, and there they are at £13.95. Right.
Okay, so I've now got the diamond cut. So I've used the larger shape.
Yes.
And I've gone slightly bigger than a 1/4 inch, just to give myself a bit more room for manoeuvre, because there's no point in skimping too much.
Right.
So I've chosen from the pack, the Joel Jewellery pack, all the turquoisey,
I was going to say, you've taken all the tonal ones.
Yes, because I thought that looked nice. On this one, I chose all the prints that were of a similar
that's from
different colourways.
That's from the new charm pack today, whereas the one you're doing at the moment. Lovely, there's the finished thing. But that's a different charm pack to the one not the Joel Jewellery. The one we're using here is the Joel Jewellery. That's one's Amy Butler, new one, Soulmate. Which I'll go show you again later. Right, now what are you doing now?
Just putting some pins through each of the corners of the diamonds. What you can do is hold it up to the light to position the fabric behind.
Oh, okay.
But you can also stick some pins in, so you know where the corners are, and you're placing this with the right side onto the wrong side, because you want that to show through when we cut. So I'll just place that.
Mind you, don't catch yourself on the other pins that are coming through from the other side.
And then we can remove those pins and reposition them.
Could you use... No. No.
Thinking out loud?
I was thinking out loud again, sorry. I was just thinking, if you put a tracing wheel and a tracing paper through, you'd have the diamond on the other side as well. Yes. So you wouldn't necessarily have to put pins in, because you'd already see the diamond from the other side.
Yes, the easiest way is to just hold it up to the light, but I wasn't sure how well that would work in the studio.
We haven't got a window to do. Would you have to do it against the window?
Oh, you know what?
No, I see.
Up against
I don't know if you see that at home.
Okay, if we do it this way, does that work?
There you go. See. So the fabric there behind is, you can know it's over your lines. There you go. Brilliant. Thank you.
Did work after all.
Yeah.
For reverse applique, I like to run a couple of lines of stitches around the outside, and you can see that on this one, where I've just gone straight stitching. On that one that you've done
already, you're just going to stitch exactly on the line.
On the line
that you've drawn.
But not exactly. So you can do a couple of lines round. You don't have to be 100%.
I'll just show you on this one, so you can see the two different lines there. It's quite nice, gives it a designer feel to it, doesn't it, when you do the 2 different lines there. So they're going to be seen, though. They will be seen. So either use your contrast thread or your similar thread or whatever as part of your design.
Yeah, I'm using a turquoise thread on this.
Yeah.
And just whiz round a couple of times. So relatively straight, but you don't have to be too worried about.
Do you have to worry about keeping the piece underneath, because you've got the little piece underneath just held in place with 1 pin? You need to...
I know I had 4 in.
Oh,
sorry. So I've gradually taken those out as I've sewn.
Yeah. So it won't curl up or get caught up.
So it shouldn't do. And because it's interfaced, it's a bit more sturdy anyway.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Would you always interface it?
I haven't always interfaced, but I think if it's something that you're looking to wash, then I think you would do just to give it a bit more support.
Okay, another quick question. Did you start at a point or in the middle of a
I
straight?
started in the middle of a straight section.
So have you done that twice? Have you gone round twice now?
I've gone round twice. And then when I'm doing applique, I like to pull the threads through to the wrong side.
Oh, no, we had a question about this yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
I missed that.
Somebody, and it might not have been applique. What do they ask for? Somebody asked about the thread. Oh, I know, quilt as you go.
Oh, yes,
how do you know where to
that.
finish and where to start, and then what do you do with the thread once you've finished? And I said either pull it through and put it into a needle and then thread it into the wadding in the middle sort of thing.
You
so
bury
it's hidden
it.
in there, yeah.
And that one I didn't pull through before I started, so that one's got trapped.
Yeah.
But we'll just tie a knot.
Oh,
really messy
that's
knot.
a very
Let's try
unusual
that again.
knot, that one. Is that one called a spider?
Yeah, I learnt that one.
Okay. But this side's never going to be seen anyway, is it? That's why you can pull it through and knock it off on that side, yeah.
Okay, so that's your first diamond stitched into place.
Right.
Now, this is where your duck-billed scissors come into play.
Right.
Have you seen the duck-billed scissors
Yes, I have indeed. Not before I came here. I hadn't seen them.
Did you not?
But then I hadn't seen reverse applique before I came here. I was the king of applique, but
well,
I've never done
I
reverse.
saw reverse applique scissors in a shop and went, oh, I need those.
Oh, we don't need to go to the shop now. You can get them here.
Before you know it, I was reverse applique.
Right. Can I ask a quick question before you cut out? Would you, if this was the real world, would you do all the stitching of the pieces on behind before you cut out, or are you just cutting that one straight out?
No, I would tend to do each one in turn, because from the reverse side, you actually want to trim, because the diamonds are all relatively closely placed here,
okay. So you
want the excess removed.
Right.
So you can use your duck-billed scissors again, because this bill here is protecting the fabric on the underside, and I would just trim those away.
Oh, yeah, many a time I've been trimming something away with normal scissors, and they go straight there.
I know,
That's,
it's terrible.
£12.95, they're down there. It's £12.95, the scissors, the duck-bill scissors. But we'll show you how to do the reverse applique now. So all you're doing at the moment is just trimming the excess from the back of the pillow.
Just trimming the excess from the back.
Yes.
So I've just done that side, but you would probably go around and do the other two sides as well. So to reveal the reverse applique is you pull the two fabric parts apart, make sure that you have got a good grip on the print on the underside. Make sure that's really pulled out of the way.
Get a grip, Victoria, get a grip.
Got a grip.
That's what they're saying upstairs, not me. You can tell, all these little things are little pull, they're not me.
And then from the top side, that's the middle of the diamond, give it a little snip.
Yes, it frightens us.
And then you've got a little hole to just put in, and you're putting in the bill side and snip in up to the line of stitching. And again, I'm going into the middle of a line up to that point. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll just run, and I know this isn't ideal because this hand sort of gets in the way, but you run the bill side along next to the stitching.
So what is the joy of that bill? It's blunt. That bill side is blunt, so you're not...
Yes, and it hasn't got that edge at the very end isn't sharp.
But that bit is... I'm not going to touch
bit
it.
on...
The bit that's cutting is there.
Yes, so can we see that on there? How this side is the sharp standard point, what standard scissors would look like, but you can see this side is all smooth and not sharp at all.
If you turn it to side onto camera, it's got wedged, isn't it? This bit's like a bit wider there.
If you look...
which
way? There we go.
There you go. It's kind of wedged, isn't it, there?
Yes. So that slides into the fabric and lifts the top fabric away.
So you might think, oh, that's a bit of a luxury, but actually it can save you an awful lot, because if you had real scissors and you did snip through, the bottom layer, then that's your pattern, that's everything gone, isn't it, really? Yes,
that's the whole lot gone. These are also good for grading seam allowances.
Oh, yes. The amount of times we grade seam allowances. Jennifer Mills is very, she loves to grade seam allowances.
Does she?
So maybe we should get her some of these.
She needs a pair of these.
She'll be watching. Jennifer,
shopping list. I would say it's too early to talk about Christmas.
No, because we've got Christmas in July next week, yeah? Is it what day is it? It's this week, isn't it? It's this week.
Is it this week?
4 days, isn't it? Friday. Starts on Friday.
Wow. Okay, I've just gone a little bit wonky there because I'm too busy chatting.
It's 5 days, right, of Christmas. I'm doing 4 of the days of Christmas in July.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is your...
Also, I suppose what you must do on this is not so much on that one, because that's an all-over pattern, that one. But when you've got something like this one, it's nice to fussy cut so that you're going to get the pattern full on in the middle of that diamond.
And that's what's nice about these templates, is that you can see through them.
Yes.
So you can see exactly where you're placing on the charm square or whatever fabric you're using, you can position to the most appropriate place.
Before you go any further, can we show all the different templates? Because you've seen the diamond ones.
Here are your hexagons. I keep calling them hexagons. They're not. They're not hexagons.
They're pentagons, these. Is that right? Pentagon? Yeah, pentagon.
Yep, 5 sides.
5-sided. So, again, you get 8. Is it 8 you get in the pack? I'm sure it is, isn't it? And I've got them all here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 8.
Yeah. I told you I had lots to show you, didn't I? Right. So they're the pentagon ones there.
What have you got?
No, there's the pentagon ones. That's how yours arrive, but they come here. You get 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2, 2 1/2, and 3. Each from tough, durable acrylic, laser cut for smoother and more accurate cutting.
And the nice thing is that you can use your rotary cutter with them. They're not flimsy. You're not going to trim little bits off the side.
No, exactly. Right, but then, Paul, what would you like to go to? So you've seen the diamond and you've seen the pentagon. So that's the diamond and the pentagon there. I've now got, I love these, hearts. Now, you're going to show something later. Haven't you done something
I did something with the stars. I don't have the hearts.
I thought isn't that funny? I thought you showed us hearts earlier.
No, it's
Oh,
stars.
dear, it must be just when I see you, Victoria. The hearts one here, these are the heart. Oh, do you mind if I put them down on your fabric?
Do you want them down or do you want me to hold the fabric up?
Now, what you get in this, you get a 1 inch, a 1 1/2, a 2, and a 3 inch in the heart. They're lovely, aren't they? So you could use those for applique.
Yes, and show where I did the stars, I did the hearts as well, so I demoed using the hearts.
Okay, brilliant. Then we also have the stars. Oh, there you go. Right. There's the stars. That's
so
what
I
you
used
can
the
do
stars
with the stars.
for this one.
Oh. Have you got any general
No, I haven't got
purpose
any
scissors?
normal scissors, no.
I can't open the pack because they haven't been released at the top there. So you get the stars in this one. You get 4 in here, the 1 inch, the 1 1/2 inch, the 2 inch, and the 3 inch. This is one that Victoria made earlier. And this is how you get yours. Okay, that's the stars. Then we have the triangles. Sorry, Victoria, no, this is very boring, but I just got to show them. These are the triangles, these ones. You get 8 in here. $13.95, all the different sizes there, ranging from 3/4 inch up to 3 inches, finished size. And last but not least, I've got circles. To make sure they go back in the right bag. You've not got a circle one to pull out?
No, I don't have a circle one, sorry.
Honestly.
Disgraceful, isn't it?
You've got one job. Here's the circles. You get 4 circles. You get 1 inch, 1 1/2, 2, and 3 inch there in the circle one.
I did use circles with the hearts.
I knew I'd seen a heart this morning.
Sorry.
I
forgot about that. I suddenly remembered. I have used it. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
So for this one, I used the circle and one of the small hearts.
And that's straightforward top applique, or is that cutaway applique?
No, that's straightforward applique and with raw edge, but I've used the duck-bill scissors to trim away those.
So it's just nice how you can use them. It's just nice to see. I thought I was going mad. I could have sworn she showed me a pink heart this morning. Right, okay, so we've shown you all the templates. Then we need you to carry on with your.
So would you like me to continue with that, or would you like to move on to the layered?
Oh, little Paul, what would you think?
We can
layers, he said,
we can
please.
do the layers, because that will repeat the first process of that anyway.
Yeah, so if we'll just finish this one off. Sorry, we'll go on to so basically, you do that one, then you do the same with the next one.
Yes,
with that
trim on the
obviously
back
behind, and work your way round. And the reason you do each one is so you could, because if you did that one and that one without trim round, they could all.
Yes, you'll end up with too much fabric.
Yes.
Overlaying on top of each other.
Yes.
And it will just end up really messy. So it's easier to trim as you go.
Right. Lovely. Okay, let me put that one to one side then.
Okay.
And you're going to show us how to layer up now.
So on this one, this is the layered
So this is layered normal applique?
No, this one's reverse applique.
Oh yeah,
but
now
it's
this
nice
is really interesting.
just
because I don't
for
know how
fun.
this would work. Yeah, but it must be quite complicated.
No, it's just the same steps over and over. So it's pretty much what you did before.
Oh, but you're cutting away.
You get it?
Yeah, got it now. So I'll let Victoria explain it to you. I've suddenly realised.
The penny has dropped. So I've used one of the larger hexagon I keep calling them hexagons because they're so popular. And then I've interfaced again the fabric, placed that on the underside, use my light.
Right.
Because
even with dark fabrics, it works. So have you put interfacing
I've
on
interfaced both for this. Couple of pins just so it doesn't shift around too much. Ooh.
Yeah, just throw it around the table.
Throw it around.
So you've put you've drawn out your pentagon. You've put your pentagon shape behind.
Actually, I didn't for this one.
Is that a square?
I've just stuck a square behind because it was
quite large.
And you're just going to
stitch on the line again.
Just going to stitch on and round.
Deborah, my love, I don't know what's happened actually. Nobody's told us. I was going to say I'll find out in the break, but I'll be going home. So I don't know what's happening.
Zooming out the door.
Deborah, I'm sure they'll announce it soon. In fact, Little Paul just said, "You're not going home, John. I'm having words with you after this show." He can have words. I can't hear him from down there. It's fine. I just nod my head. He didn't find that funny.
Did he not?
No.
Sense of humour gone.
What sense of humour? So you're going around twice again, are you?
Yep, I'll go around twice.
He's just had a big sigh. Little Paul did a big sigh.
Big sigh.
Don't, because I'm meeting his mum in a few weeks' time.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, a festival of quilts, you see.
Oh, lovely. Yes, I'm hoping to get there.
Sounds ever so exciting.
Have you not been before?
Say this again.
Have you not been before?
No, never.
Take your lunch.
I'm hoping they're buying me lunch.
Oh, lovely. Comfy shoes.
Well, I'm doing the Friday and the Sunday. I think I'm here on the Friday and going straight from here because it's just down the road, isn't it, in the NEC?
Yes, it's not far
And then
from
on the
here.
Sunday I'll be there from the morning until because we're doing a show with Mandy Shaw in the theatre at 1:45.
Are you?
Yes.
Fabulous. On which day?
Well, she's doing the show. I'm just standing next to her. That's the Sunday in the theatre.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might be going on the Sunday.
Oh, brilliant.
Trying to arrange childcare and dog care and husband and what he's up to.
Oh, no, because the school holidays must start very soon.
Yes. Not long now.
I didn't mean it. Oh, you have to see your children. But
children.
You'll have to then tie in more
Yes,
children
I know,
care
juggling.
work and everything. Right.
So like we did before, pull the two layers apart. So you've got the underside fabric, the print fabric, and the ocean one here. Pull them apart. And
Can I
slip
ask,
it
did
in.
you interface the under ones as well as the fabric?
I have done on this occasion, yes. Snip out to a straight edge.
Hello, hi John and Victoria. John, you ask exactly what we are thinking. Fabulous presenter and fabulous demonstrator. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Who was that?
That was Sheila.
Thanks, Sheila.
I don't know where Sheila lives. Normally it tells you where they live, but it doesn't tell you where Sheila lives.
Maybe she's on the move.
Maybe.
A nomad.
Little Paul says, I think this is very rude. I wouldn't do this myself. Will you say, good day, Sheila?
No, because it's been too long since I've lived in Australia. Hold on.
Because there's no Australian twang there at all, is there? Only now and again. Only now and again. Oh, that's gorgeous. Let's change the subject. Okay, so that's your first one.
Yes, and then you would choose a smaller one. I don't know which size I chose, but I chose them relatively. Then you choose your next size. Place that centrally in the middle. Repeat and just repeat the process.
Okay.
So you draw around.
This is where, obviously, you get. Did we ascertain which colour you get in the kit? Okay, you get pink in the kit, but we're using yellow, and the one in my kit here is yellow as well. But you will get a pink one. But this is where, if you do buy a couple of different colours, you could use if you're using a yellow fabric, you could use
yes, because there's quite a lot of yellow in that. I didn't think that one through.
No, because you were doing blue, weren't you? Sort of thing.
So we'll do the same thing. Try and get that fabric lining up underneath the line you've chosen.
Okay.
Give that a pin.
Barbara, my love. Barbara's asked what fabric we've used in here. She hasn't seen this fabric before. Barbara, I'll show you in a second. It's brand new in a minute. I'll go and show you in a second.
It's good. There's a nice range of prints because it's not all graphic.
Yeah. You do some sewing.
Yes, I'll sew those.
No. Oh, I didn't mean that. You do some sewing.
Get on with the sewing.
Sewing, I'll go and get it. Oh, did you do that?
Oh, very
Can't
careful.
talk and walk at the
It's
same
like
time.
like a toddler carrying a drink.
Yes,
There's mass concentration.
Or like little Paul at a party with his 2 drinks in his hand. So again, you're just stitching straight on the line, aren't you?
Yes.
Yep. Just steering all the way around the 5 sides.
So your panel and the one behind it.
Yes,
there's no
because
blue left because the blue's been cut away.
We cut away that blue.
I think that's what confused me at the beginning is how you were going to cut away, because I was thinking when you cut away the first one there was going to be no pink on this one or blue ocean that you've got there behind it, but actually you cut away as you go along, don't you?
Yes. So there's that attached, and obviously you deal with your
Yes,
threads
of course,
as you go, but for swiftness sake, again, pull the 2 layers apart, and then you're cutting away that central section. On the outside.
So it's kind of reverse applique, framed by reverse applique.
Yes. It's almost down a rabbit hole, further and further in.
Oh, wow.
It's nice, isn't it, how
It's
the other fabric just pops out.
It's like a grand revealing moment, isn't it?
When you suddenly remember which fabric you've
Yes.
chosen.
You
Go,
go,
oh,
I
look, I
didn't want
chose that
behind
one.
there. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. Oh, brilliant.
So then you repeat again with the 3rd fabric, or however many you like, depending on how small you want to cut.
Of course.
But you've just got to bear in mind when you start to get down to the smaller hexagons, it's a little bit more tricky. You can get the scissors in, but it's just trickier to
Yes, of course. Just take
cut
more
on a
care.
straight line.
Do you mind if I just show these fabrics?
Of course.
That's the Joel Druby that you're seeing there. I can't remember who it was. I can't remember the lady's name. Was it Barbara? I can't remember now. Sorry. This is a brand new. I mean, look at it there. It looks beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Very busy, that one. It's like a fan of all the colours. But look again. You get, was it 42 you got in here? 42 pieces you get in here. Oh, that's all right. Just mess up
Ruining
my
your display.
They're gorgeous. We've not seen this before. This is brand new to us today. Really, really lovely. I'll just quickly put those out. Do you know what I love is the fact that these look quite modern, don't they? But then some of the florals and the patterns are quite traditional, and they all look really, really gorgeous together. Because it's the joy of getting a charm pack, isn't it? Someone else has done all the hard work doing the mixing and matching of all the different fabrics for you. There we go. That's all of them there. Oh, hang on. There we go. Aren't they beautiful? £17.95. You get 42 pieces in there. A brand spanking new today. Bestseller of the hour so far are the duck-billed scissors.
Oh, yes, they're really handy. They are good.
I love as well because also they're kind of got that shaping to them, so you can get really into the fabric, you see, without because if they were flat scissors, all your hands would be in the way here and everything, wouldn't they? This bit here, I love the fact you've got the wedge, so it's going to keep that away from the fabric as you're cutting through. And then this is obviously the cutting edge here and that one, but this isn't sharp round here. That's a blunt edge, but there's a lot of metal going on there. £12.95. They're 5.75 inches in size.
And they're a good sturdy weight. They've got a good weight to them. They're not a flimsy scissor at all.
OK, what's next then?
All right. So would you like to have a look at some standard applique?
Little Paul says, can he see the tumbling blocks?
Yes, tumbling blocks. So tumbling blocks are traditionally more of a patchwork.
Yes.
Whereas this, you can use the diamonds in order to create that tumbling block effect.
This is what always throws me with this, because when you patchwork quilt it, you use diamonds and everything, but you're actually making boxes.
Yes, it creates that
in your brain,
illusion.
You're thinking, I should be cutting squares. I shouldn't be cutting diamonds, but it works so well, doesn't it?
So this is the one that I've pre-prepared, and I'll just show you how to make this diamond here to make the block, if you like.
Yes.
But what I've also done on here is I've used several different stitches. I'm using the 540 today.
Yes, yeah.
So I've used different stitches on different diamonds just to show the slight different effects that you can create. So on this one here, I've done a blanket stitch on this one. A little bit difficult to see, but you can see it a bit more when it's on the blue. You can see.
Yeah.
This one I've done a really narrow zigzag, almost like a satin stitch.
Yeah.
I've done a straight stitch all the way around like I've been doing in the reverse applique.
Yeah.
I've done a blind hem stitch and a wide zigzag stitch. But what I've done is I've spent some time with the machine, getting to know the machine and looking at all the different stitches that it's capable of. And I've created the stitch reference card that some people may have seen me bring on the show before. But it's a good reference for remembering what you're doing on your machine, because you can quite easily forget.
But also, not everybody does the project, sits down and does a project from start to finish, do they? No. Also, what happened to me the other day is we had a power cut in the middle of the evening, right? If you've got one of the digital sewing machines, have a power cut, it automatically reverts back to its default mode. And if you haven't made a note of what size and what stitch and everything, then you lose it completely.
Yeah, you spend ages faffing about.
Would be brilliant, yes.
So I've just written down the name of the stitch, what stitch number it is, what width and what length, and I've just done a variety of those stitches. So
it's a bit like a sampler. Like when I first started learning, we had to do seams like that. We had to make a book of the seams and the different hems and different kind of hand stitches and things like that. So it's brilliant to go back to, even if you think, oh, I'm a really experienced sewer, sewist, whatever. Anything, the phone could ring, you could wander off, anything could happen, do you know what I mean? And if you haven't made a note of it, then how many times do you do that? Go to the sewing machine, just set it up, just get on with it, and then not even think about, I might carry on with this tomorrow, I won't know what size stitch it is or anything like that. Yeah,
exactly. The one I've got for my machine at home, I've had for years, years and years. And I've I've just done this with 2 layers of calico, but in the middle, I've got some stitch and tear.
Oh, which funny you should bring that up.
Where's my friend?
This is producer Hannah's new boyfriend, she's decided.
He's a bit suave.
A lot of people... What is stitch and tear exactly?
It's a stabiliser. So it will help you when you're doing applique. I've got 2 different samples here of where I've used stitch and tear for a satin stitch, because that's the most easiest way to demonstrate to you how that looks.
Would this be good for putting... If you're making a buttonhole on like a flimsy blouse or something like that, would this be good to put behind the buttonhole?
Yes, without a doubt. It just gives that temporary amount of stabilisation without making the garment or whatever you're working on too bulky, because it will rip away.
And how does it work?
So I'll just quickly show you these 2 little samples. So I've done a satin stitch on 2 layers of calico. And on this one here, I've not used stitch and tear, and you can see how it's going a little bit on the bulky side.
Well, also it creates that kind of tunnel thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just pulls the fabric inwards. Whereas on this one, it's got the stitch and tear, and you can see how nice and smooth that is.
So you'd put this, if you were doing a buttonhole, you'd put this behind your buttonhole, do it, and then you literally just tear it away.
Tear it away, and I'll show you on the back of this
brilliant.
once I've
that's yours.
attached this in place. So in order to create these shapes, and I've put all the diamonds away. I was trying to be neat.
You're making a rattle mess today, aren't you, with all your pentagons and everything?
Oh, I don't know, you and your charm pack.
That's a design.
Oh, right, sorry.
Oh, listen to her answering back.
Okay, so I've chose... Which one did I choose? The 1.5-inch diamond. So I've taken the diamond... Oh, look, I even wrote it on there. 1 and 3/4.
It's not even the right one?
No.
You sure there is a 1 3/4?
Oh, no, I changed my mind.
Oh, OK. You wrote it down, but then...
See, I was organised.
Now, you see, if you were doing that zigzag, and you wrote it down, then changed your mind, and then came back to it, do you know what I mean? That's why it's good to have your sampler. Right.
OK.
So what are you drawing on now?
So I'm tracing the shape of the diamond.
Is that stitch and tear there?
That's onto some Bonder web.
Okay, this is Bonder web. This is the one you iron on and peel the back off for a normal applique.
Okay, and I'll just need the iron.
Oh, no. I have to put Hannah's boyfriend in the basket.
Back in the basket. So when you're using the diamond shapes or the hearts or whatever it is, you're applying the Bonder web to the reverse of the fabric.
Yes. Oh, now this is where one of those Teflon, I don't know if they're still in stock, those Teflon pressing cloths would be brilliant. You can do lots and lots of Bonder webbing.
That would be good. So we'll just apply that. And then I'll use the rotary cutter because it's a nice straight edge.
Okay.
And trim that down. Oh, I meant to ask for a rotating cutting mat. That's quite
yes,
useful.
that would be the Alpha rotating cutting mat. Please go to the website for that, £32.95.
Okay, so that
would the Bonder web blunt your blade or not, do you think?
I tend to use my normal scissors for it, so I'd
your household scissors?
Yeah. No, sorry, my normal sewing scissors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always used to use my cutting scissors when I used to use Bonder web. Right, and then you peel the backing off.
You peel the backing off.
You need to come back to the iron.
I do need to come back to the iron. And in terms of positioning, you could butt these right up to each other, but I thought this was quite nice to see the effect.
No, it's nice.
You still get the tumbling block feeling, but you get the
because in traditional patchworking, you use three, in tumbling, you use a dark fabric, a medium fabric, and a light fabric. But I like the way you've done the two sides of the box in one fabric and then the top in another one, because it gives it an even different look,
it gives it a different feel.
I still can't go over that they're diamonds and not squares, because in your brain...
It tricks you, doesn't it?
Little Paul's fascinated by it.
Okay. And how are we? I'll just do a straight stitch around the outside of this one, because it looks
we've got 10 minutes, we're fine.
I'm just wondering whether I've shown you everything.
Oh, yes.
So I'll just do...
Now, guess which template's the most popular?
Oh.
Shall I tell you?
Go on.
Stars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you see, they're difficult to draw. Mind you, drawing an accurate pentagon can't be easy.
No.
But, oh, lovely.
Also, perfect circles are quite difficult to draw as well.
Actually.
They're all difficult.
I'm not very good at drawing.
I thought the diamonds would have been the most popular. But the diamonds are in the kit anyway, so if you get in the kit, you're getting the diamonds in there anyway. So the stars are there, £14.95. Oh, it's the one I can't open. I was going to open the packet and show you them, but I can't open the packet. Now, the fabric that Victoria's using at the moment, that is the Joel Dewberry, but the fabric that we've used on the cushion and the one that is beautifully displayed across the front of the desk, brand new one, Amy Butler Soulmate Charm Pack, it's called, £17.95. Right.
So then when you finish doing your applique, your stitch and tear can be removed, and it is really as simple as just pulling away from your stitches.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Now, you've torn away from the outside, would you also tear away from the inside?
I think it depends on the project that you're making.
Right.
So if you're making a cushion and these areas aren't too big, I think I'd be tempted to leave them.
Yes, yeah.
But if
can you wash it with that in there?
Yes, I think so.
Because it's just like an interfacing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's like a non-stick interfacing. Yeah. But if you were doing a child's T-shirt or something that's being worn,
it's
you can see it's quite stiff.
Also, it's going to make a mess of your washing machine, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, like leaving a tissue in.
Yes.
So that's the stitch and tear. Simple as that.
How fantastic.
Just comes out of place. But it allows you to stitch nice and neatly and gives you a nice smooth finish.
So it's really a stabiliser, like an interfacing, but you leave an interfacing in, and stitch and tear, you're just going to pull and get rid of it.
Yes.
That is fantastic. Okay,
Good, isn't it?
so we've done, that's straightforward applique with faux tumbling blocks. We've done straightforward applique with the pentagon. No.
Oh, no.
No, that one.
No,
there's-
that was reverse.
That's reverse. That's straightforward. Is that straightforward applique?
Yes, that one is.
Then that's reverse applique with the pentagons.
Yes.
And then you've got the hearts, which I knew I'd seen earlier. That's normal, isn't it? That's the normal applique on top and then stitch round.
Yep. And would you like to see how else I've used the pentagons?
I certainly would, please.
Because traditionally, that's an English paper piecing shape
Right.
or style. So what I actually did is I used, I think it was the 1-inch pentagons, and I English paper pieced them into a ring.
Oh, wow. So just explain that through to me again. So you used the pentagon.
Yes, and I made, I chose a smaller pentagon to create the cardboard template.
Right.
And I traced around that, cut out the templates, and then I used the larger one for the cutting
of the
fabric. Yes. So I've taken from...
So you then got a piece of this in cardboard, cut the fabric out in that one, put it on top like that, folded it over.
Wrapped it round, created all the different pentagons, and then I sewed them together between.
Right. Did you do them on machine or by hand?
No, I stitched them together by hand.
Right.
And then I applied that on top and did some straight line quilting.
Oh, that's fantastic. Where's my glasses? There. That's such an effective... That's a really, really effective way. And, of course, this is the brand new Amy Butler Soulmate Charm Pack going around here at £17.95.
And you could, of course, because you've got the templates, you could have made them on really large sizes.
Yes, yes.
But I quite fancied having 2 from each print. But you could have done paper piecing, much larger ones to create a larger ring.
You could almost make, if you were making something, you could always make a bigger one to kind of go round.
All the way around the outside. And this you could use for a mini quilt, part of a bigger quilt, a cushion, wall hanging, all sorts of things that you could use these. Or you could repeat that several times on a quilt.
Yes, have the whole quilt like the white. Well, you can make that as a block, couldn't you? Put one in each.
Yes, you could. Because hand sewing and English paper piecing is a really long, slow project, which is great, but sometimes you want that effect without the time that it takes to do it.
And also, if you're doing a king-size bed, that's an awful lot of blocks, isn't it?
That is. And if you're English paper piecing, you'd be piecing all the bits in between and the spaces. It's a proper labour of love. But this is a nice way to get that feeling, that effect, and showcase the prints.
Oh, no, totally. Like you have done with these two as well, because these are both from the new Amy Butler one, aren't they? But you've picked the same design but in the different colours to create each of those. It's lovely, isn't it? And then that one is the same, isn't it? But you've used the florals and then the same internal one.
Yeah, the same one in the little one in the middle.
That's brilliant, isn't it? So, just talk me through, when you had made, you've done all of the front of this cushion, it's just because you get the cushion pad in the kit. So you've used the diamond templates to make the reverse applique.
Yes.
You've used the antique pink fabric, which I'll go through in a second. But look from the cushion. So you've got the cushion pad, you've got the interfacing, it's at the bottom of the screen there, you've got the bonder web, and then you've got the pencil, which you get a pink one in there, but we had the yellow one in ours, and you get the templates. Graphics for that, £34.95. And then you just use the antique. I love this antique pink. It's one of our new colours, isn't it?
It's not too sugary.
You've done an envelope bag.
Yes, I've just done
a quite high up. You didn't do a half one.
No, just with the way that the amount of fabric that I had. I just made the most of the fabric that I had.
I wasn't criticising. I was just saying, like you can put the envelope wherever you want it, really, can't you?
Yes, you can. It's not
I just think it's beautiful. Now, did you have to check on any of those if the fabric was directional? I don't suppose it matters.
No, I figured it didn't matter so much on this. The design, the layout of the diamonds, I quite like this way.
It's very
so
effective,
that there's a top and a half rather than that way. It doesn't. You see what I mean? Because there's 3 and 3.
Oh, yes.
So I see that as a top half and a bottom half.
But that's because you did your vertical line through those and your horizontal, and then you slip those in into the space.
Yeah, and it's because of the angle of the diamond.
Yes.
The shape of the diamond.
I wouldn't even look at that. But then you see that's more floral, isn't it? You see, now what you could also then do It just creates...
And what you could do is extend the pattern on this even further.
Yes.
To put...
Tumbling leaves, then.
Tumbling...
Oh, and tumbling
effect.
blocks. No, tumbling blocks with a wider... There you go, Paul. Yeah. There's your favourite tumbling blocks, look. So if you put one there, you've then got your cube at the top of it.
Yeah, and then you've got... You're sort of filling in those gaps.
Is the box open or closed, he said, because his life, the boxes are always closed, he says. He wants sympathy now because he knows we've got to go to a debrief. We've got to tell him how good he was as a producer or not.
Is he, and what grade does he get today?
It's what, sorry?
What grade does he get for today?
Oh, I can't tell you on air. He says, you don't tell me, John. I tell you. Right, so have we gone through every single thing we need to go through on this table? Should we just go through the templates again while we're over here? Is that a good idea? Okay, so... Do
you want to pass the pink fabric and we can lay them on the pink fabric, maybe?
Yes. There you go.
Although we've covered that.
So diamonds first. Diamond first template, which is this one here. You get 8, I think, don't you, in the packet? Now, you can either buy them separately or you can get them in the kit. These are, with them separately, £13.95. So that's the diamonds. We've then got the pentagon, which is the pentagon's 5-sided, 1, 2, 3, 5-sided, yes. So that's the other one that Victoria's used today. Again, you get 8 of those. And they come, have you got your little metal?
Oh, here.
They come with, this is brilliant, right? It's like a little key ring. It's got the tab on it there and everything, but it's got this little, you just screw it together, and it's just brilliant. You're going to keep them all together, save them being at the bottom of a drawer, and you're scrabbling for them all. Okay, so you've done pentagon, right? So then we've got triangles. There you go. That's triangles. You get 8 of the triangles. Circles. Now, the circles, you wouldn't use a rotary cutter to cut round a circle, would you?
No, you could do, but I think there's too much room for error.
Okay.
So I would draw a trace around those.
Okay, so now you only get 4 in the circle one for £14.95. Then we moved on to, diamonds, stars. They were the most popular, but...
And the thing to mention with the stars is that you only get, 3 in the set, but actually you can create different size stars by using those points you mentioned that you can use when you're English paper piecing. You draw those points. You can actually make different size stars by making use of those points. Oh,
yes, of course you can. Yes,
so you can make one that's 1/4 of an inch smaller.
Yep.
On those edges.
And then last but not least, one we love, the hearts. Little Paul wants this as a key ring, he said. A bit big, or that? You put that... Oh, yeah, where's that come from there? £14.95. Brilliant. Victoria, when are you back?
Not for a long time. Children are off school.
Oh, of course.
I know. Unless I could just pop them in the corner.
They'll be welcome. How old are
they? 6 and 8.
No. You can't
They're little darlings.
So much indeed. I'm just going over to the fabrics and everything. 6 and 8, that's a handful. I can tell you, full-time job and coming here and 6 and 8-year-old, you're a miracle worker. Right, what's first? 10-inch cave. This is lovely. This is gorgeous. We haven't given this much attention today. £49.95. You get 42 10-inch squares. Now, I know they've written charm pack there. I know it's a layer cake, but they've called it a charm pack. We have to call it a charm pack. £49.95. That's in the shade. The other cake, which is Sunshine, but this is in your traditional charm pack, 5-inch squares. Beautiful colours, gorgeous colours in there. £20.95. Oh, I'll tell you what I haven't got over here. Yeah. I've got the Joel Dewberry. Don't worry, Victoria. Victoria's trying to gather all of them up for me, but it's fine. I'll show you a picture. £19.95 for 42 5-inch squares there. Okay, and then this one. I've only got a picture because I left it over there. This is the new Amy Butler charm pack. There it is. Now, you get more than that. I don't know why they've only taken a picture of 12 of them, but you get lots more than that. £17.95. And then a lot of those fabrics there are in the cushion as well. The charm pack, £17.95. Then, oh, do you want to do the menu? I haven't done the kit yet. Let's do tomorrow's menu. Now, it's not me tomorrow, it's Amy tomorrow. Not little Amy, other Amy, presenter Amy. What's she got tomorrow then? I have to look at the screen over there. Oh, it's Love Patchwork and Quilting 50th issue celebration. 8 o'clock, Lucy's Sewing Machine Tips. Lucy Brennan. 9 o'clock, Marvellous Mini Quilt. 10 o'clock, we've got the quilted cushion. And then at 11 o'clock, we've got the sewing machine cover. Not sure who's in the 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock show. We should have the guests' names on there, shouldn't we, really? So that's tomorrow. How long have I got left? Oh, blimey, 30 seconds. I've also got the fabrics. Just watch the YouTube fabrics. And I've got that lovely kit there. Thank you so much for your company today. I'm not in tomorrow, which is Wednesday, isn't it? But I'm in Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I think. Anyway, I'm back in on Thursday. Thanks ever so much for your company. Thank you, my lovely guests. Thank you. If you need anything, just give us a call, 0800 112 4433, or go to sewingquarter.com, the website. I'll see you on Thursday morning, and Amy will be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock for your delectation. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.